What's up? What's up? It's the Arthur Moats Experience with Deke. I'm Arthur Moats, and that's my main man, Deke.
What's good, bro?
Vibed out, bro. Can't complain. All is well in the hood. How are you, man? Life's good?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. I got nothing to complain about.
I like it. Yeah, man. Good day so far. I think so.
Yeah, I really don't got too much going on.
Good. Okay,
I'm just playing the Madden franchise. Got a big trade that happened. I'm not going to discuss. I'll talk about it later this weekend. We're building up to it.
Let's go.
Because I got to get caught up on some of the YouTube videos, and that'll lead up to the point where this player will make his debut this weekend. So, but no, it's been good. I mean, I got really not much going on, but I do have, if you want.
I was gonna say, do we got some quotes? We got a Deke thought to start.
No
this
quotes.
Day?
I got
just thoughts from Deke.
Random fact.
There it is. Let's go. Thoughts from Deke today, baby. Let's get it.
Okay. Have you ever thought about the Keller orange?
The killer orange.
The Keller orange.
Oh, the color or the killer?
No, the Keller.
No, it was a killer named Orange.
No, a Keller. Keller. Maybe it's my Pittsburghese or my Pittsburgh accent.
You say like COLOR, right? Color.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. I thought you were saying killer, bro. Definitely the Pittsburgh.
I think it is the accent a little bit. Well, there was never an established name for it until the 1600s. So the Keller was always around.
Okay.
But people would call it like reddish yellow or dark yellow, like this type of stuff.
It never had like its own identity.
So here's how it happened. It actually got named orange from the fruit oranges. So here it is. The Keller orange didn't exist until the English language. No, the Keller orange didn't exist in the English language until the late 15th century, when the first oranges began to appear in England. Of course, there were many things before this that today would undeniably be called orange, but there wasn't a name for the Keller back then. Yeah.
Jeez.
Orange Keller things would be called Geo Lucrog. It's like a yellow saffron or something that maybe had a little bit more red in it would be called Geo. This is like French or something. I don't know. Yellow. It was like a yellow red.
Okay.
I'm trying to think if there's any more details. Okay. It was trees that were exported to Europe from Asia by Portuguese merchants.
Okay. Shout out to the Portuguese.
Yeah, once they started planting these trees around Europe and England and whatnot, they started seeing the actual fruit orange, and then they'd call the Keller orange.
That's crazy. I like it, though. I would have never guessed that.
There you go.
So the color orange was never really a color until we saw the fruit. And shout out to that fruit, because I actually do enjoy oranges as well. Are you an orange guy or not, man?
Yeah, they're pretty good.
All right.
More of an apple guy, but oranges still, they do the trick.
I like it there.
I'd put watermelon or grapes over oranges too. They're like, it's bottom tier in terms of fruits for me. I put raspberries over it too.
I mean, those are all fire, yeah. I
It's
think it's a part
mid-tier.
of like the staple. It's a part of the staple fruit group. Like, I don't look at oranges like how I think of like papayas. Like, to me, that's like exotic. That's obscure. But orange, like, it's a staple. It's a part of like the main fruit group. I include it in the family. Yeah. It ain't got to be high up there, but as long as it's in the main group.
Yeah, it's mid.
It's in the main group.
It's mid-tier. It's a staple.
Yeah.
Like, there's some, like I'm trying to think. Peaches, I'm not a big fan of peach. I'd put low tier.
Is peaches a staple fruit?
Not
Like a part
really.
of like the core fruit?
Depends on
I
who
feel
you
like
ask.
peach
Maybe
and plum are kind of like the cousins of apple. I feel like apple is like the main fruit. Peaches and plum is like,
I'd maybe put those two low tier.
You know?
I'd have them low tier for me, me personally.
I'm trying to think, man. We are really in here talking about fruit, and I like it because I'm over here kind of like getting hungry a little bit, man. Salute you. I like it.
That was the fact of the day, though.
Shout out to your Deke thoughts, man.
No problem.
I like the consistency too, man.
We can stop them if you want. It's up to you. I just, like I said, for these intros,
bro. I like these, man.
I typically don't have too much to say because I don't have too much going on in my life.
I like these, though. This is new. This is spicy right here, man. You never know what you're going to come in here with, man. So that's the beauty of Deke's thoughts. All right. But yeah, man, other than that, we can't complain, man. So let's get this show started like how we always do. Let us know where you're tuning in from in the comment section. And after that, we'll give you a big boy shout out to start today's show.
Mitchell Mania says call up Bud Dupree and talk him into coming back to the Steelers.
Hey, we dropped that tape. Shout out to the homie Deke. We dropped that tape. It's out there on the social media. I started to tag him in it too. hit him with like, yo, Bud. Usually we don't tag you guys, but listen, man, because you and me, I know you, you know me, we got our relationship, bruh. This what it is.
I think he'll like my 6-man call. I think that was the analogy he needed.
The way that you worded it was beautiful. Third rusher, 6-man.
6-man. You come in and cook. Your specialty.
You think of, I think of Lou Will, 6-man. I think of Jamal Crawford. I think of what they was doing with Westbrook.
Ginobili.
You know what I mean? Manu, absolutely. Like, that 6-man, you can vibe with the 6-man. That's the green light. Get out there and just shoot it. Yeah, so that was definitely good by you on that one. 6-man, not third rusher, but no, we don't want you to be a third. I want you to be a 6-man. Be a 6-man. It's kind of like a starter anyways. Yeah.
Exactly.
Absolutely.
Brent McClendon tuning in from Anna, Texas. Here we
Let's go. Shout out to Texas in the house, man.
Wendy Johnson, the 562, Long Beach, California.
LBC.
David Soto from Chicago. Joe Gerbis, the 580, Ada, Oklahoma, finally caught 2 shows back to back. He's on those Drake
Let's
vibes.
go, man. Let's go. Bad to bat.
Peakeeper, tuning in from Des Moines, Iowa.
What'd you say?
Peakeeper.
All right.
It looks like they keep peas, like the vegetable.
Oh, like that pea. I didn't know where you was going with that. You know how the YouTube crowd get, bro.
Yeah.
It's all type of names we come up
Maybe
here.
they just grow vegetables.
That is way more wholesome. In fact, they do grow vegetables. That's what they do.
Tito Whitaker, 817, Fort Worth, Texas.
Let's go.
Jack Wersema, 602, Phoenix, Arizona. What's up?
What's the word?
Rod Dollars likes mangoes, especially when smoking. Donald Copeland brings up strawberries. Yeah,
Strawberries
I would put strawberries S tier, A tier, whatever the top tier is.
They're elite. Strawberries, blueberries, raspberries are elite tier.
Exactly.
Blueberries, strawberries and raspberries though, yeah.
Yeah, blueberries are supposedly one of the best fruits for you, but they don't taste like anything.
Nah, I need them like with something else, like
Actual blueberry flavor is really good. Like you get an icy or a candy.
Or even a blueberry muffin is fire. But like to just eat
it's
blueberries,
better than the actual
I don't
blueberries.
want to eat actual blueberries.
You're 100% right.
That is crazy how that works.
DD Smalls, 352, Florida.
Let's go. Man, let me tap in here real quick, bro. Let me get in the building. I got Jay Flame tuning in from the 330 Dub City, and he's stamped. You know what time it is. Mr. Malvo tuning in from the 562 LBC as well. NSMC 99. And you know, he tuning in from the 724 back from Toronto. Shout out to Ontario and our big love for all the Canadians in the building, baby. Yes, indeed. All right, we got After High School Show tuning in from Virginia. The 7572 up, 2 down in the house. Leah Warren, the 254, Colleen, Texas, as always. And John Pell tuning in from the 423, Chattown. I like it. And then Germ 824 tuning in from the 540, Virginia, baby. Nothing like that good old 540, baby. Harrisonburg, all my JMUs, all that good pokes. All right, And then I will, let me see. Dale Isab, tuning in from the 330, Canton, Ohio. And I will end it with Farron Bradford, tuning in from the 918. And he says, yeah. So what's good, baby? What is good?
I'm also seeing blackberries. They are good.
Blackberries.
I don't know if I got them in S tier. They're A tier, though.
Listen,
they're good.
Blackberries.
I think they're a notch below raspberries.
When I said blueberries, I was thinking blackberries because the shape of it. I love blackberries with my strawberry.
Really good.
Oh, man. Raspberry, blackberry. Oh, yeah, that's fine. We rock with that.
Now, Rod Dollars has a hot take here. He says, try pineapple chunks and peanut butter together. He says it's so good.
Pineapple chunks and peanut butter. Yeah, I don't know. That's different. I mean, because obviously it's super sweet and then you got the chocolate. But oof. Are you a peanut butter on fruit type of person? I know, like, I've seen a lot of athletes that would do that, man.
I've done it on apples.
Yeah.
Bananas, yes, too. Yeah, actually, that's an elite combo.
Yeah, that's never my thing, bro. I've seen, like, so many people do it, and it's like a thing, but I'm like, I just can't get with it. I feel like they're separate. I'm like, yo, don't mix my, I'm good.
So, question, because I'm seeing some people in the chat bringing up my pronunciation of Keller. How do you say it?
Keller. Like, color. You say Keller.
Keller.
Yeah. It's like killer a little bit, or like Keller.
I got you.
That's the Pittsburgh, though. Like, when we say Pittsburgh versus Pittsburgh, like, Pittsburgh, people say with an X, Pittsburgh, you know, that's how it's out of time.
It's funny because I feel like the modern day Pittsburghers, they never say yins. It's
You're
so
right.
played
it's the
up.
OG ones. Yeah.
I
yeah.
never say it. I've never said it in my life.
Because it feels like almost like unauthentic if you say it now because everybody is like over the top pushing it to say yins or you ain't saying yins or yeah. It's like, come on, bro.
Yeah, I feel like if you're younger than 40, you don't really say it.
Yeah.
Maybe it's younger than 30. I don't know, but
older crowd, I've definitely heard it with older than me, like 40s and up, definitely heard it. But
yeah, my
I'm
mom
with you,
says
bro.
it all the time.
Yeah, I'm with you. The younger crowd, it's like unless they're like forcing it, you don't really hear them say it, bro.
Super chats?
Yeah, let's do that, man. Let's do that.
Yo Young, if Carter falls to 17, sign me, Moats, and Deke at CB, and we'll all look like Ramsey out there with the pass rush of Watt, Hayward, Carter, and Highsmith.
All right, man. If a player of his caliber were to be available at 17, I mean, yeah, that's a lot of productivity in terms of just what he's capable of. But, we'll see how everything plays out in terms of how the draft board falls now because, whenever you get reports like what came out with him, it's going to have some type of impact. You just never know how significant it's going to be in terms of how the NFL views it. Not minimizing it, but just when you think about how the NFL has handled other
Who's the one? Laramie Tunsil the day of the draft.
Yeah.
He's got the smoke mask on.
Yeah. It's like you just never know.
He only dropped probably like five or 6 picks.
Yeah. It's like you had Laramie drop a couple picks. Who was the other guy that dropped completely out the first?
I don't know.
Because Vontez, I remember when he dropped, and he ended up getting not drafted at all.
Dropped the undrafted.
Yeah, but
he
it was
supposed
somebody,
to be a top 5 pick.
But it was
going
somebody
in that year.
Oates too. Jeez.
Recently?
Man. Yeah, probably like in the last 10 years.
Position?
Defense, I thought. I just don't remember who. But I thought it was definitely somebody who was another
I know JOK a couple years ago, but that was more due to the heart
stuff,
issues that popped up.
But I just think of where it was a report that came out and then this person ended up going from for Baylor. I mean, I ain't get the whole to see how everything played out with it, but then he ended up getting cleared from it. But Oakman,
right?
That's what it was. I was like, yo, this is another dude on defense that was the same thing. Report came out and he went from about to be drafted to none done. But yeah, man, craziness, bro, craziness.
Yeah. So who knows what happens with the Jalen Carter scenario?
Yeah, but yeah, if he were to fall to 17, I mean, of course, that's dude we talking about is going to potentially be the #1 overall pick prior to some of the reports that came out today. So yeah, and it's one of those things where because of the nature of what they're charging him with, it's touch and go, so to speak.
Yeah,
in terms of the NFL,
I think a ton of it too has to do with the result. Of what happened.
Yeah, because what he's charged with technically isn't necessarily bad, but when you think about the other side of it, that's the part where the consequences of it, that's the part where it makes it real. Just how do these teams proceed with this? Because it's not like when we talk about some of the other.
If it's just reckless driving, dude's driving
Right.
120, that gets forgot about really quick.
Right. But when it's reckless driving and somebody lost their life, and you think about from an NFL's perspective, this is on the heels of Henry Ruggs and his situation where speeding, reckless driving cost somebody else their life as well. Like I said, you just don't know how the NFL is going to look at it in terms of, okay, instead of me taking him at 1, would I have him drop around? You know what I mean? You just don't know how teams are going to view it because of the nature of it. But when you compare it to some of the other things that the NFL has had to handle, whether it's sexual assault allegations, whether it's domestic violence, whether it's firearms, whether it's narcotics and things like that, this typically has not stemmed or have not had the same type of impact or has got Roger Goodell in the NFL to have the same type of punishment placed on these type of things. So like I said, we'll see with it, man. But yeah, he's a talented player though. Super talented, man.
Black and yellow Texas Steel. Celebrating the birth of my leap day baby today.
Oh, let's go.
Papa Smurf vibes. Hashtag father, not a dad.
Let's go, man. Salute my March babies out here too. I know you said leap year, so I mean technically you're 29th or the first, but either way, we take you in the club, baby. Believe that.
Ryan McPherson, Moats, where did you cop that polo? That's fresh.
Oh man, appreciate it. I'm assuming it's from the team store, but the team had provided me with it. Yeah, I get a package of because my work clothes. Yeah, I had to work today. I had to get out the house. I had to go do some stuff and get what I'm saying. So yeah, I had to put my work clothes on. But yeah, they provide me with my work uniform now. So yeah, every once in a while, tap in. But I'm sure you can find it at the Steel store though. Almost 100% sure.
Farron Bradford, the CBs and OTs we want are gone. What y'all, huh? Is he bringing it up as a hypothetical? All, Porter and Gonzalez and Witherspoon already are off the board.
Okay.
And the top 2 or 3 offensive tackles are off the board as well. What y'all think about going with Breece? It's hard for me to accept drafting Addison unless we trade 18 before or in season. I go Addison over Breece.
You talking about the cat from Clemson, Breece?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Yeah, for me, man, I'll probably look at one of them linebackers before I go Breece personally. Like I said, Breece was cool, but when we talked about him on tape, he was kind of the one that...
He might be a little bit of a project.
Yeah, athletic like a Jalen Carter, but not all the way Jalen Carter in terms of really having that athletic ability. Could play inside like a Kalijah Kancey, but not as productive on the interior as a Kalijah Kancey. Yeah, definitely one of those guys that he said could take a little bit more work with. So that's the only reason why I probably wouldn't invest something that high if we're talking... Were we talking, I'm assuming you're talking that first round. So, yeah, that's yeah, whether it's at 17 or 32. I'm just like, I don't personally want him there, but, yeah. I'll probably go one of the linebackers, honestly. Yeah.
Let's go, UW. Y'all need to get out of the city more. Yins is more common.
He said it, out of the city. So, if you're not living in Pittsburgh, then yeah. Because you got to let people know you're a Pittsburgh person. I get it. I just think it's just different while we living in the city, man. Yeah. I don't be here. You're right, Deke.
Unless he's talking about the fringes. I don't know.
Yeah, I was about to say, I don't hear it around. Yeah.
I don't know. Unless you start getting out. How far is he talking?
Yeah.
Is he talking
how far is
like
out the city?
Not Western PA?
It can't be 30 minutes. It can't be 30 minutes from the actual city of Pittsburgh. We got to be talking like, what's up in that direction? Because even in Cranberry and Wexford, they ain't getting a lot of that.
You have that north and then Washington south.
Yeah.
What's east? I don't even know what the hell
is
the
that,
counties and stuff
no,
are. Boroughs and districts are
Westmoreland is north? Or is that east? I feel like, is that east, south? Yeah, over that way. I don't know. You the geology guy, man. Come on, bro. You supposed to have our locations and our times, man.
No, I'm pretty good with South Hills, Pittsburgh, North Hills. Let's go, UW. No, that's what you just said. Y'all need to get out of the city more. Yeah. AJ Martinez says, blessings to all. Thank you.
It is. Let's go, AJ. You know what time it is, man. Hope all is well with you too, man.
Let's go, UW. Annual request for the Steelers to have an inverted Keller Rush jersey.
Ooh. How you feel about that? So instead of it being all black with the gold accents, have it all gold with the black accents. Like when you see some of the mock-up jerseys. They sell those jerseys, though. I've seen people wear them jerseys.
Really like that.
Yeah, I've seen them wear those jerseys.
I like the all-whites. Or the white jerseys, white pants, black socks,
Cincinnati
normal
vibe.
helmet.
Yeah.
Not the white helmets, though. We'll rock our black helmet.
Okay.
We rocked them back in the day, like 1968, 69.
Hold on. So it's an actual throwback you're talking about.
It would be a throwback.
Rush.
No, it wouldn't be a Keller Rush.
Oh, okay.
We wore so just think our white jerseys with white pants, and then black socks.
Yeah.
White on the bottom of the socks. Normal helmet.
For sure.
They're pretty hard. Have you seen them?
I have not.
Have you seen photos? I'll have to show you. They're pretty sick.
Yeah, I did not know that. When did they wear
that
these?
Would be the
this
one.
This was like early on?
Way back. Way back.
When I always think of the two same uniforms, the bumblebees and the ones with the like.
Yeah, not those.
That crest on it, almost. Yeah.
We used to have one where. You ever see this? Is like a triangle at the top.
I have. Yeah.
Gold triangle. I think it was supposed to represent maybe the rivers or something about the 3 points.
Yeah, I've seen it though.
I don't think we've retroed that one. But no, the white ones with the white pants I would like to bring back. The bumblebees I would like to bring back. If I had a choice.
Yeah. I like those too. And I still like the Debo gold helmet one. Like that's another one of my favorite. Because like when I was watching Debo and he was knocking people out, I had the Sports Illustrated cover. He had that gold helmet on, bro.
Yeah, we could just do that.
He had that gold helmet, bro.
Bring back the gold helmet. We already have the Keller Rush top. It's basically the same exact thing. And then I could see yellow pants kind of looking sick with that.
Yeah,
we could do the yellow or the classic white pants
yeah.
that we used to do.
Yeah,
I'm with you. I would love to see the yellow helmet.
Well, didn't they say we don't have to?
It's legal now.
Yeah. You don't have to just sit with two helmets anymore. So
there were about, I'd say around 7-ish teams that maybe even close to 10 that started rocking secondary helmets this year. I was waiting for our announcement, but it never came.
You're right.
So maybe this is the year.
But bro, I would love the bumblebees though. They need to bring that back. Oh, that's one of my favorite jerseys. Like, period. Like, of my whole lifetime. I love like that jersey, bro.
We have a very standard classic jersey, but we do have some pretty sick alternates.
Like,
We have some
our
badass
alternates
ones.
and throwbacks are like legit, bro. Yeah.
Farron Bradford. Offensive tackle Blake Freeland from BYU and offensive tackle Darnell Wright from Tennessee are huge sleepers. You guys watch tape on them by any chance?
Darnell Wright, he's actually next up on my list. I was actually checking out Noah Sewell and looking at some of these linebackers because obviously with the combine starting, we started to get the list of the players that the Steelers have been meeting with. So obviously it was a good amount of inside and outside guys. So that's actually what I was tapping into today. But no, Darnell Wright is definitely on my list. And Blake, I haven't checked him out yet either, but no, they're definitely going to be on the list though, without a doubt, man.
Simon Vorndell is saying the fake Moats is trying to scam me.
Yeah, I keep hearing that, man. Every once in a while they get out there. But remember we talked about this last time. If you're not hearing it on a live stream or in a video, don't believe it. All right. And then also when you are being contacted, everybody that has won something or everybody that I've communicated with is done so through the email address moatswinners@gmail.com. So that way we can avoid the snafu that, people try to pull. I mean, it just comes with the territory. That means we got something good going on over here, guys. We building it up. But with that comes the scammers, the impersonators, and all that other stuff. So let's, like I said, man, just always tap back in. Or if you ever are in doubt, anybody that's ever in doubt, just send an email to moatswinners@gmail or pull up on the stream and we will confirm it. Elijah Barnett, you still are good. Remember, I already got your address now. I saw you had confirmed on your thing. So you're getting yours. Everything's good there. But other than that, like I said, if we're not communicating with you directly on the stream or in the email, don't believe the hype. But thank you for letting that be known to me, though, Simon. I appreciate you from the heart.
So here's the all whites right here. Here's a little mock-up. If you guys seen it on like Twitter or Instagram or what, it's the all white jersey kind of swap with Minka in it.
Black pants. So white with the black stripe on the pants.
Yeah, black socks. And here's.
How do you feel about the black stripe on the pants, even though the stripe on the sleeve are still yellow and black, or black and gold? Excuse me.
I think it looks pretty badass.
Okay.
I don't know if it's because Minka's got like the dark visor on right now too.
So you like Minka, bro? But I'm like.
It looks like a poster, man. Maybe that's why too. I mean, this is pretty doctored up. Good.
Yeah.
It looks badass.
That's clean. I like the white on white though.
I think it'd be sick. I don't know if we'll ever do it though. But yeah, look, this is. So I guess this
like
was
the
like
OG
69 because
that's Joe Green right there.
Like Mean Joe Green.
Yeah.
I think they stopped it probably in the early 70s.
Time out. You mean to tell me we haven't retroed the Mean Joe Green look yet?
We did at home.
To that look? We've retroed that look before?
No, not this one.
That's what I'm talking about. We haven't
did
retroed the we haven't done that.
Not that one. This is from 1970 and 71. These weren't really like a staple in those dynasty years. This was before. But I still think it's a cool look.
But is this rookie year Joe Green? Is this first couple years
Up
Joe
there,
Green?
yeah.
That's what I'm saying. Like, we ain't tapped into that one? Come on, baby. I think it's a missed opportunity. Come on, marketing department.
I agree. Let's go, UW. Hey, Moats, what's your thoughts on what Byron Jones said advising other players to not take the painkillers and how it's messed them up? I'm on his side. You can't play, then don't play. It ain't worth it.
Yeah, we talked about this last show. Absolutely, I agree 100%. And I took a similar approach. After my rookie year, I had dislocated my elbow during the season. Man, I was young. I ain't realize they gonna pump you with all type of medication. And yeah, when you first get it, you feel amazing. You feel invincible. You go out there and you playing with stuff that you probably should not be playing on. But then when it wears off, you're just like, bro, what is wrong with my body? So after that, man, I decided I wasn't going to do it either. And it was a similar approach. If I couldn't play based on my own, power, then I didn't want to do it if I was going to have to take any type of medication, because I've seen too many guys throughout my tenure become addicted to that type of stuff, man, where it messes up their body internally, where these guys, when they leave out of the game, it changes how they think. It changes, just who they are, so to speak, man. So, yeah, I'm actually happy for Byron that he actually was just, confident enough in himself to make that statement, because it's not always easy. You get plenty of people that don't always take your approach. Let's go, UW. More times than not, you get the people that take this time to say whatever they think they want to say or whatever they feel like saying, and it's not always appropriate or sensitive in that manner. So for Byron, man, to just be able to say, you know what, man, I don't care what the public perception is going to be. I don't care that I'm walking away from money. I don't care that I'm still an impactful player that could really help a team out. nah, me as a person is more important than me as a player. And that's something that, not everybody understands, players and fans. Trust me on that one. It goes both ways. Some players don't realize that they're more than just a jersey number. And they do take that approach where, they will put whatever they can in their body to get themselves out there. Everybody makes their own choices and stuff like that, man. But yeah, I support what my man Byron's doing 100%, man.
Let's Go UW has gifted an Arthur Moats membership.
Oh, salute,
to Troy
man.
Johnson.
Salute, Let's Go UW, man. Always paying it forward, spreading the wealth, spreading the love around. And Troy Johnson, welcome to the upper room. Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed.
Let's Go UW. According to a new NFLPA survey, the Steelers ranked just 22nd in team facilities, with 44% of respondents believing Art Rooney II doesn't invest enough money into them. He says that doesn't add up to me.
No, it does. It does. Just in context, right? Think about it like this. At the NFL level, am I trying to recruit people to come play here for free and we got to make it really enticing and really fun looking? Or are we cutting checks? We cut checks in Pittsburgh. It's about football in Pittsburgh. You go other places, man, it looks insane. I was just in Buffalo. Y'all seen some of the clips of it. Yeah, Buffalo, man, they had to invest a lot more money to really build that thing up at a time to invest and get more free agents to want to come there. This is back when Cole Beasley left Dallas, when they had first finished up some of the remodeling. And the whole purpose of that was because they weren't having success on the field. They had to go this route to entice people to come there. Now it's kind of shifted, so now it's a great scenario for them now, but that's the approach. Like when I went to other team, when I was in Arizona, it's like, oh, man, this is dope. But you know why I got to look like that? Because they weren't doing a ton of winning out there. Certain places where you'll see, man, they got to spend. Jacksonville has a swimming pool in their stadium. Why do you think they need a swimming pool in their stadium, man? Because they ain't got a lot of people that's showing up like that. Now, obviously, that's starting to change with Trevor Lawrence down there, but it's certain things that you got to do to get, to make it exciting if your product isn't what it is. For the Rooneys, man, that's like the gift and the curse with them because they are mom and pop style. They are small business style. But at the same time, I don't think it's a negative. I think it just makes them different. But yeah, in terms of them ranking towards the back end in terms of money on the facility, it ain't a negative, man. But it is true, though. Yeah. Shoot, you go next door to the pit side, you be like, bro, how the heck? What the? But it makes sense because they're trying to get recruits. They need to get people to want to commit there or transfer there. So you go on their side looks like the NFL side. We look like the college side. But when you walk in that parking lot, you like, oh, the confusion is over. And that's what it's all about at that level. So, yeah, man, it's not a negative, but, that's just them giving us some good information, man.
I wonder what they're all counting with that.
What you mean? I'm sure they look into...
Because obviously Latrobe compared to probably other people's training camp facilities and whatnot, it's got to be really low.
Think about where Dallas has built a training camp facility. You know what I mean? It's like certain places where it's like some places don't even leave, but others like they're going to just bigger establishments or stuff like that, man. Like I said, it's not negative, just a different approach. It's different things they're trying to do. For some people, man, when you go to training camp, it's a big marketing event. You'll see sponsor tent after sponsor tent after sponsor tent, different events taking place out there. Think about when you come to Pittsburgh for a training camp. It's not really a ton. Like they've started to add stuff like the upstairs for that. Like when you first walk through the parking lot, they've added that Steelers experience. But outside of that, it really wasn't a ton of things to do outside of watch football. Man, you go to some of these other places, man, it's literally like an event, bro. They got food truck over here, band over here. Oh, you got some of this over here. You're like, God dang, what's going on here today? Oh, it's just training camp practice. But this is how they try to market it to get more people to show up. Pittsburgh, we don't got that problem. You know why? Because we kick a lot of butt on that field, man. So, yeah, you think about people that come up to training camp. You don't have to have all this other stuff because the product sells itself. And that's the approach the Steelers take, to my opinion, at least.
It's a good way to put it. Yeah. So I don't really care about.
Yeah, like I said, it's not a negative, man.
That much.
Yeah, it's not negative. They just giving out some information, man.
Kenneth Moses has joined the upper room.
Man, shout out to Kenneth Moses and welcome to the upper room. Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed.
And that's it for the super chats.
Alrighty. Man, let's tap in because we did have the new boss man, the new GM, speaking at the combine. So I feel like it was only right that we, discuss some of his topics. I mean, we know the one that has taken off, made the most headlines, were his comments about the quarterback, Mr. Quarterback. How'd you feel about that, man? In terms of him essentially saying that, he wants Mitch back, and not just for this season, but more so looking at him for the long term as well.
That was the part that shocked me. Everything about his messaging, along with what Rooney was saying a few weeks back, has been consistent. We want Mitch back.
Yeah.
Which, again, I'm completely fine with. I talked myself into it where,
right.
Hey, we're going to be spending money on a backup anyway, with how the numbers would be situated if we ended up cutting Mitch and signing another guy. We're paying like probably a $2 or $3 million excess and keep him on the roster. But I think he's a higher end backup, if not, probably would be the best backup in the league.
Yeah.
I think he's worth $2 or $3 million to keep over someone like a Jacoby Brissett or like a Case Keenum or something like that. So I'm fine with it. And he even sold me even further, and I was happy this question was brought up. It wasn't even on my mind, but I think it was Brooke Pryor that asked it.
Shout out to Brooke.
She was like, what do you think the importance is of having a veteran presence in that QB room with a young quarterback like Pickett? And Khan was basically saying, like, you can ask Kenny himself or you could ask any quarterback. They would say it's, like, invaluable. It's, like, it's very important for them. So to keep a guy like Mitch, who was already here for Kenny's rookie season, knows the guy, it seems like they have a good rapport, I think that means something. So that in and of itself is probably worth that extra $2 or $3 million. I'm fine with it. But then whenever he said long term, me personally, I don't care. I'm fine with that. Does Mitch want to be our next Charlie Batch? I'm all for it. I'd give it the thumbs up. I don't know if Mitch wants to be that, though. We just haven't heard from Mitch at all. I don't even know if he wants to be back this year.
Yeah.
So we'll see. The Steelers wanting Mitch back, 100% fine with it if that takes place for this year and if it happens beyond.
Yeah. Yeah, for me, man, I was kind of with you. I was not surprised when he said he wanted him back because we've obviously broke that down and we agreed. Yeah, it makes sense to bring him back. He's familiar. We already know the dynamic here. But when he said long term, I definitely was like, this is a little bit different for me, man, for a couple of reasons. Number one, man, we haven't heard from Mitch, so I am with you on that. We don't know where he's at. But number two, I started to think to myself, with you hearing Omar Khan saying that we would want him long term, they clearly see something that they like about him. They clearly see something that they trust in him and something that they feel confident if it ever happened where he had to go back out there, they would feel more than confident putting him out there. So then I started to think, I'm like, man, if you Mitch, do you take that approach and say, I play this long game and see, can Kenny actually do it for 17 weeks, stay healthy and produce and make it look like I did last season while we know more film is going to be out there, teams are going to be more prepared this time around, and see how that goes for him? Or do you look at it and say, you know what, man, I just don't want to deal with the situation anymore and just leave? But I could honestly see it going the other way because for Mitch, I'm sure when he looks at Kenny based off of this season, there's still some parts of him that he feels like, man, I still feel like if we got another chance to really have all things equal, that I could beat him out. And if he truly feels that, for him to stay here, that would give him that intro, so to speak. You know what I mean? Because he's going to get a chance to compete with him every day in OTAs. He's going to get a chance to compete with him every day in minicamp. Maybe not in the full sense of equal reps, but in the full sense of we see when you throw the ball and you see when I throw the ball. We're going to see the plays you make. We're going to see the plays that I make, and so forth and so forth. So I wonder for him, does he consider that and say that that might be his best option versus having to go somewhere else, new situation, new offense, new
probably
quarterback, less money, and all those other dynamics, all those other variables. So it might not be that he doesn't want to be a starter if he stays here. He still could want to eye that, but just look at this situation as, man, I know what to do. I know how to be professional when I need to be professional, which most people who've played long enough, you get in a situation where you have to be professional with your competition, with the guy they drafted you to replace. But at the same time, you're going to have in the back of your mind, man, this dude ain't nicer than me. And you're going to be showing it every single time. And you never know. Injuries happen, and that can get you opportunities when you get out there. Well, hey, now you're in control. But I could definitely see him looking at it a little bit like that after I heard Omar Khan say I like him long term too. Because it's like, man, they really sound like they rock with you, Mitch. They really sound like they like something about you that hasn't been stated publicly. Because outside of the long term part, everything just made sense for it to be a 1-year thing and move on. But when you start saying long term, now it's like, man, well, what do you like? How do you truly see this thing going?
Well, we saw him down training with Pickett. He's showing that team guy attributes.
Yeah.
And Omar used the adjective. I think it was multiple times. Mitch has been awesome. Mitch has been he's been terrific. Yeah. You know, we really like what Mitch brought to the table this year.
Man. He's a professional, true professional, man.
So combine that with how he looked in spell duty. Bucks game, Ravens game, 3 picks inexcusable, but everything else looked pretty good. Panthers game, yeah, like I would want him back too if I'm Omar Khan. Like I think he could be the perfect backup for us. Yeah. And long term, sure too. It just all depends on what Mitch is looking for. I'm hard pressed to believe though. You look through these teams, man. NFC South. With the Panthers, Falcons, Saints, Buccaneers, they're talking about going Kyle Trask. You mean to tell me like you couldn't sign Mitch or trade for Mitch and pay him like $5 million and have him compete for a starting job? We just witnessed Geno Smith resurrect his career.
That makes sense, but this was all prior to Omar saying, "Not only do we want him here, we want him here long term." That changed everything.
I'm just saying, if you're Mitch, though,
yeah.
I think. Now, I guess it depends on how other temes around the league view
let
Mitch.
me ask you a question then. You saw how Carolina played out between Baker Mayfield and between, oh my God, who's the cat they traded for from the Jets? Sam Darnold. All right, so we saw how those two dudes played out down there and ultimately that disastrous situation. If you're Mitch, is that more enticing than saying I'm going to stay here and wait to see what happens with Kenny?
Here.
Absolutely. And Omar brought it up as well when they were asking, hey, man, are you concerned with Kenny's concussion history because he had 2 this past season? He was like, absolutely, with him having 2 in 1 season. Does Mitch look at that and say, this still seems like a better scenario than me going to a Tampa where we know cap-wise they are in hell? And who knows what that roster is going to look like by the time they're done in this week 1? Do you really want to be in that situation? And now they're saying, hey, yeah, you're the starting quarterback, but what weapons are you throwing to? What's your offense look like? And that's only going to hurt your reputation or hurt your opportunity of being a starting quarterback more than it could help you. Whereas as long as he's sitting behind Kenny, he can't put out any bad tape. It's not going to be anything bad that happens. Think about everything that we've talked about, Mitch. We speak of positively minus 3 interceptions in that Ravens game because we haven't seen anything else. So he can still live off that, so to speak. He's going to be fine in the preseason. We've already seen that. Preseason for professionals, you should be able to do just what you need to do to get up out there. Couple series and I'm out. So for him, I think of that part, and that's why I'm kind of back and forth with the money that he already has here versus the opportunity to go and play somewhere else. But that situation could be really bad.
Right, because then the other teams you got to be thinking about, someone like the Cardinals, how long's Kyler Murray going to be out? But he's always going to have a presence there.
And do you fit the style of offense that they have designed for Kyler?
Texans, Colts, they're going to be looking for the rookie quarterback. You could compete with the rookie, but then you're almost putting yourself in the same situation that you were last year here in Pittsburgh.
As soon as something goes wrong, you're the scapegoat. Or when they feel like they're tired of waiting, they just going to put him in anyways.
Dolphins, I think he's better than Tua.
We got to see what they're going to do with the option, though, with Tua.
They're not gonna pick someone else over Tua. They're just not. I don't see it happening. But that's what I would do if I was the Dolphins. You know who the sneaky destination could be?
All right, let me hear it.
If Danny Dimes doesn't move off his $45 million.
Ooh.
That's what I would do. I mean, that would make perfect sense.
Though. When did they just tag him?
Probably. I'd trade him, though. Tag him and trade him.
Fair.
That would make a ton of sense for Mitch because then you're going to stability, Giants, Dable from the Bills.
And you feel really good. Yeah.
You already have that connection there.
A lot of continuity. That actually does make sense. I would like that one.
That's like if the really Giants were savages.
Yeah.
The Giants got to be savages about that.
But would you move on from the guy that you drafted in the first round when he finally has his breakout season?
New regime.
He finally has his breakout season. He finally is hit.
I would if he's asking for $45 million.
The number, yes. The
like
number is the killer part. But once again, this is what I have to ask you. We search for quarterbacks all the time. They finally feel like they have one based on this season, and now you move on. You essentially just wasted the past 5 years. You hit the reset button after you finally feel like you got your guy. He finally has developed. You finally got a coach that can work with him. You finally got some pieces around him, and it's like, now we're gonna move on. That's how I'm looking at Baltimore right now.
How much does Dable believe it's him, though?
To an extent, you always feel good about yourself, but at the same time, any coach that acts like you don't need talent, I think they're a fool because you need talent. You need talent and coaching.
I think Mitch is just as talented as Danny Dimes. Now, Danny Dimes had a better season than Mitch has probably had in his career. I know he made the Pro. I don't know. That Chicago year is probably comparable to what Danny Dimes did last year.
Okay.
But no, I mean, right now, stock up on Danny Dimes versus Mitch, clearly. But I don't know how far off it is if Mitch got into the whole Dable system and everything. Who knows? But for $45 million on Danny Dimes versus Mitch Trubisky, maybe you get for $5 in there. Or if we just traded him, you're dealing with that $8 base salary. I would take Mitch.
Okay.
Because that's a lot.
It is. I just think of everything that goes with that move and what you're going to do if Mitch is just Mitch and not Mitch outplaying Danny Dimes that we just saw from a year ago. Now you saved all that money, but you got a big hole at the most important part of your roster, and you're not going to be able to compete without it.
Yeah, I want the Mitch that played the last 3 games versus those first 3 games this last season. That's the Mitch I want. I guess you don't know what you're getting.
So you willing to bet the 40 on it, essentially? That's what you have to ask yourself.
I would do 40, yeah.
You bet the 40?
If it was high 20s or like a 30 or something, you'd stick with Danny Dimes. But 45 is just absurd. It's out of hand.
Fair enough. So
he needs to be Danny Dimes. Needs
so it's a 40. So it's a 45 bet then. $45 million bet essentially what the Giants will do if they decided not to do that, sign him and trade or tag him and trade him. They're betting that, hey, I can find a better solution for $45 million. Who knows? But this is what...
Right, the solution is bring in a Mitch, and then you could use that money and allocate it elsewhere on your team. Get better receivers in the house, whatever.
Yeah.
That's an option.
Because the thing, too, I look at it as like this. It's not like they've had to pay Danny Dimes at all. So where has all this money that they've been allocating these past couple of years went anyways? We talk about this 45 as if this is about to be something different.
Kadarius Toney was a draft pick.
Right, but we talking about this 45 like this is something that's, new money. Where's this been at? Tell me where they've been spending this 45 at anyways.
Defense a little bit.
Was the defense the reason they went and had the success they had this year?
They were just a good balanced team.
Yeah.
Offense was good, was efficient. Danny Dimes and Barkley. The receiver sucked.
Yeah, but Danny Dimes was a big part of it, though. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah, he played good.
Yeah,
he played
45
good.
Is the number. That's the crazy part.
I don't think he played good enough to be getting paid franchise. I mean, he's on the cusp now. He's getting in that weird category.
He is.
You pay him 45. He's Kirk Cousins range for me. It's like that's a terrible contract. That's a terrible quarterback to have on your team.
Yeah.
Right now, you're right. He's on the rookie deal, all that type of stuff. So it's not as bad. But man, once that number gets to that point, you're Tannehill,
this is what
Kirk
Washington
Cousins,
did. Think about Washington.
Damn.
Washington, when they had Kirk, they had to make a decision. They franchised him twice, and we see where they've been since then. You think of Minnesota, we could say overpaid for Kirk, which is fine, but they've at least been to the postseason. What, every year he's been up there?
No.
How many? They ain't missed it a lot.
2 from what I can recall.
2 a division. He's been up there for what, 4 or 5 now?
2, maybe 3 max. The one was the Saints win, and then he lost to the Niners in this last season. Those are the only ones I remember.
Okay.
Because the one that they went before, I think, was with Case Keenum.
Right. But was that his last year? Because he did the 2 tag years. I'm trying to see. How long has he been up there?
I don't know, 4 or 5 years. It's either he the one that I know it's 2 for sure. If he made a 30, he was one and done.
Because I think of like
not they were just like 800 or under
that they've had
500
in Minnesota with him versus like where Washington is right now, still searching for a quarterback. And that's kind of like the question that you ask yourself: do you pay or overpay in certain scenarios, and you feel good about the quarterback, but you know you're gonna have, like we're talking about Minnesota, where it's like, man, you wouldn't want to pay him that, but we can't control that was the market at the time. Versus you don't pay that, but you're the Commanders. And you look at the Commanders, how do you ever, like, when we look at their team each and every season since Kirk has left, whether it was the one year, even when Wentz went there, it was like, cool, but you still don't feel it all the way. And that's one of the other alternatives where you save the money, but do you ever feel like you're legitimately going to have a chance to make some noise? Minnesota, they was dominant during the regular season, so at least you got that.
So it worked out for Seattle most recently. That type of gamble. I just don't think Danny Dimes is a $45 million type of quarterback. That's my main thing. That's a lot of money.
Hey man, y'all set the market. Quarterback, y'all love quarterbacks, man. Keep paying him.
That's a lot.
Hey.
That's what I'm saying. It's an option if the Giants are trying to play hardball. I don't know what the relationship's like with the organization and the coach and Danny Dimes, because we haven't heard anything in terms of little ripples and little back and forth like we have with the Ravens and Lamar. Yeah. So I'm assuming they're trying. You're right. They're probably just going to tag him. Now I don't know if they tag and trade though.
That's the interesting part. Yeah, we'll see, man. We shall see.
Commanders as an option.
For Mitch, absolutely. If I'm Mitch, I'm looking at them squads.
Patriots.
Do you think? But see, to me, him going to the Patriots is no different than he stayed here. I think he looks at Kenny and looks at Mac and say, I can wait this out. I might can get this one.
That's really it. So, you could look at, I'd say 6 or 7 teams.
Yeah.
Saints, I already mentioned them. Raiders, they'll probably address QB somehow, some way. And could it be Mitch? I don't know. But if they do bring in Mitch, they'd probably bring in another guy for a competition.
Kind of like what we did this past year. We brought in Mitch, but then we still drafted a guy.
From my standpoint, I think there's quite a few teams where he could go to and at least compete for the starting job. Yeah. Whereas if he stayed here, I don't think that's happening. But does he want to get into that starters competition type of thing with the lack of continuity? I don't know. Yeah, it's all on what he wants. And I don't know how those teams that we're talking about, those 6 or 7 teams, 8 teams, view Mitch. Maybe they just don't want anything to do with him because he's at a certain stage in his career. They just want to go younger, even if they do think Mitch is better.
Yeah. Yeah, I think if you Mitch, though, man, you don't have to get caught up in is it an open competition or not? Because we've seen, even when it's called a competition, if the team decides they just want to do what they're going to do, it really isn't a competition. But that's why I say for Mitch, it's more so you look at who are the other guys on the roster. What are they doing well? What aren't they doing well? What have they proven? What haven't they proved? And then I think you just make your list and say, I think this gives you the best opportunity to get back on the field, regardless of if they call it a competition or not. Does this get me back out there faster? Does this give me the best chance to be successful? And I think if he does that, he'll have some legit choices, man, to make, whether that is staying here or going to some of them spots, though.
What about some of his other comments? Cam Sutton was the top. Also, Highsmith.
Yeah.
Those were the other two. Cam Sutton, he said, we're in negotiations. And then, did you hear the follow-up on Cam Sutton?
What did he say? What part?
The reporter says, must be a must-sign type of guy, huh?
Oh, yeah.
That's not a question you ask Omar Khan.
Come on,
he scoffed at that.
He's too savvy for all that stuff, man. Way too savvy.
Yeah, come on, dude. If Cam Sutton's asking for 11 or 12 million, he's not
He's
must
not
sign.
doing that, nah. But he did say that, it's a priority to take care of our own free agents, so we at least know that part. But, yeah, I'm with you.
Because if you're Omar Khan, you're
not doing that. You put yourself in a hand. Yeah, you're handcuffing yourself by that.
Cam Sutton's asking for double digits or whatever, 11, 12 million. You're just like, okay, we'll just take the money we won't pay you and let's trade for Ramsey, and, it'll be a $6-7 million difference.
Absolutely.
We just lose our 32nd pick.
And we'll be fine. And he also talked about that, too, where he's like, if they see a guy that they want to move up to get, they don't have an issue. Everything is on the table. So I do like that also, man. Because that's something that we kind of hinted to when you think about us having 17 and 32. You could put that together. You could do something with some of these picks, maybe a pick player element of it where we can potentially move up to get somebody if we truly love them or they're falling. So,
yeah, and I think Omar, obviously, based off what he did last year with Chase, wouldn't be opposed to doing something like that. I mean, he kept saying over and over, we got all options available.
Yeah.
We're just going to look to see what's best for the team.
Yeah, man. I'm excited for his first official draft, though, man. I'm excited to see where he goes with this.
And then Highsmith basically said we're going to re-sign him at some point. Young guy, talented guy.
Typically we
don't like to let him go.
Guys that are under contract that we're talking about extending, August time frame, around training camp. You think about just how we do our deals. That's typically when those extensions get done. Whereas when we're talking about the unrestricted free agents, your Cam Suttons, Terrell Edmonds, DeMonte Casey's, those type of guys, they get signed now because, was it March 15th, we said?
Yeah.
New league is 15th. Day after my birthday, baby. Let ride. But those are the guys they obviously have to take care of now. So combine is huge in terms of just opening that door, getting some friendly conversations going. And now from there, you have a little bit more legitimate, hard guys getting re-signed, or as you see around the league, guys getting released as well. So, yeah.
He also talked about Jordan Addison briefly.
Yeah.
Didn't really give much.
I thought he was going to give us a little more.
Nah, he was savvy. Yeah. That's what I want out of my GM.
Yeah,
I actually want to go away with it not knowing anything.
It was clean. Because have we seen
if
him
the biggest
really,
stories are we want Mitch back.
Yeah.
We're talking to Cam Sutton, and, we're looking to re-sign Highsmith.
Yeah.
That's all. Yeah, I don't really need to
everything
hear much
else
more than
was
that.
like,
I don't want drama, actually, out of my GM.
Everything else was like real low-key. He's like, I'm going to give you enough, but I'm not going to.
You don't want to show your hand.
Yeah. I thought it was good. Talked about the potential of moving up, but said I'm not going to confirm anything. Everything's on the table. All options. So, yeah.
But, he said, listen, the spot that we're in right now compared to some of these previous years with our cap situation, if we want to sign, he was like, if we want to sign a guy, we can get him.
We can go get him, yes.
We can get a guy if we want to get him.
Jalen. Ramsey, I've got. Guess we got to specify now. Got multiple Jalen's out here, but I did like that part because it gave me a little bit of hope. It was like, okay, so if he really wants to play, he can.
And I feel like he's willing to.
I low key, I felt the same way. Like even when he said it, I was like, I kind of feel like he really about that. Like if he want to go, if he sees something, he's like, here goes Smith.
I feel like he has that line though. If it's too far, it's like, no, I'm gonna back off.
But you also heard him say this too. When they were talking about the numbers, he was like, I make the money work, or he's like, I make the money work, or something like that. And I'm like, that is what you've been known for. You've definitely been known to stretch a dollar. I don't know how you've done it, but that is what you do. So, yeah, if he wants to go ahead and spend, man, I'm all for it, man.
We got some Arthur Moats memberships that have been gifted by John Pell. 10 of them.
10 of them. Sheesh. Shout out to John Pell. Absolute shout out to you. And let's get these names so I can give y'all a shout out. Oh, I got you right here. All right, shout out to John Pell. And let's see, we had...
No, it's one. I'm sorry.
No. He did
it's
one.
It's 11 total.
Oh.
He did one in one chat, and then he did 10 in the other one.
Got you.
That's what threw me off a little bit.
All right. So shout out to you, John Pell. 11 gifted memberships, man. All right, let me tap in real quick. We got Apollos. We have NAR67BB2. Ramiro Rodriguez. Aaron Grant. Tyler Orts, Big Fungus, Alex Mathis, TV, 100 times 10 Smurf, and Rodney Hendrick. Welcome to the upper room. Yes, indeed. Yo, shout out to you once again, John Pell. Shout out to you.
Yeah, not bad.
No, without a doubt, man.
That's what, like 12 or 13 total upper room members today
Seriously, man. Jeez, big love.
But that's it for super chat / new upper room.
I thought you was getting gang on me. You was like
membership.
super slat. I was like, whoa, all right.
We're what were we at? 454.
All right, I'm gonna text him on the front end since usually we just call him Cole.
Okay.
And then from there, we'll see where we go. But you got anything?
Well, we got a theory in the chat from John Easton saying Omar just talking Mitch up for a trade. Mitchell Maniac agrees with me a little bit, although I didn't say Mitch is as good as Danny Dimes right now because Danny Dimes is coming off of that season, but he says Mitch is as good as Danny Dimes. I think they're similar talent, but Danny obviously has the better tape over the last year as opposed to Mitch.
Yeah, so let me think, man. It's just multiple factors with this thing. Obviously, the big number is the part where we want to discredit Danny. But if that number was 30, we wouldn't be talking about, oh yeah, man, you would take Mitch over Danny.
I personally wouldn't like it. I wouldn't like it. I would understand it a lot more and would see why the Giants go with it because he was your quarterback. It's just still when you start paying some of these dudes that you feel like. When you do a quarterback rankings, they're in the teens. They're almost in the 20s. You're paying them,
but you have to pay them. Like you can't keep everybody on rookie deals, and you can't have everybody getting top 5 quarterback money. So you got to pay these guys. But the problem has been because of how people look at the quarterback position and the importance that has been put upon it. Now you see why some of these dudes have gotten paid what they've gotten, but the cause and effect of that is it changes the market. When you think of some of these high-end guys and they're running those numbers up, yeah, it's cool when it's a couple years ago, but now with this class of quarterbacks, they're like, nah, man, technically that's our market now because their market is no longer 40. We talked about Mahomes and them dudes, or even Burrow and Herbert. We're like, man, they're going to be trying to get 50, who knows how high. But that's part of, where we've been with this quarterback situation right now.
Yeah, it'd just be literally insanity to me that Daniel Jones would be getting paid more than a Josh Allen or Patrick Mahomes.
All because of the timing of when he signed the deal.
But that has happened before. Because I remember sometimes, was it Jay Cutler? He was like one of the top 2 highest paid quarterbacks in the league, and he was getting paid more than a Ben or a Rodgers or a Brady. Yeah. It's like, this is insane.
Because at the time, you think about when Josh signed his deal, when Pat signed his deal, that wasn't this season. That was a couple years ago. So now that market has caught up, but that's when they signed those deals, it was as crazy as it was back then, but they were projecting where this market would go to. So now when you look at their money, it looks good in terms of league wide, but now when you're talking, like you said, a Danny Dimes and some of these other quarterbacks that aren't elite, they're going to be flirting with that type of money now.
What I will say about Mahomes and Allen's deals, though, they probably could have even got more at the time.
Yeah,
I think they took some team discounts.
And think about if they realistically want to go back to the table, they still have a legitimate.
They
could do that too. That's the other part.
It doesn't sound like Mahomes. I don't know what Allen's deal is, but Mahomes was like, "I just want my 10-year deal. I'll get the money. I'm fine." Yeah. He actually said, "I'm more focused on building a legacy.
Trying to see how many I can win." Yeah.
Right. Trying to build a team around me and winning for as long as possible. If I get the money, I'm set with them. Like, what's the difference going to be if I get $10 more million per year here? I already got this. This was like a $500 million deal or something.
Yeah.
So that's his mentality. I don't know what Allen's is.
I do feel like Mahomes is an outlier with his contract. His contract was for half a B. Not either of these quarterbacks getting half a B for their deal.
You're right. Well,
you see what I'm saying? I would say that's a lot, bro.
I would say Allen would have had a case if he wanted. I'd say Burrow too. Bro? Well, it was a 10-year deal.
Yeah, but that's just that's like Mahomes. It's just like
like if Burrow said, "Hey, 10 years, $500 million,"
would you give it to him?
Yeah.
Okay. Cool.
And that will probably end up being a little bit of a bargain as it goes.
Yeah. Well, where does the market go to?
I'm gonna try to talk him out of it and see, like, hey, if we knock this down a few more mils per year, that means we could retain a Higgins. We could retain some of these guys that you like.
You really gotta love. You gotta I feel like with Mahomes, yes, I'm not worried about it falling off at all. I'm just like, man, when you start talking a 10-year deal, bro, that's yeah.
No, I don't think it was fully guaranteed.
Right. It just seemed like a lot, man.
Deshaun Watson's was fully guaranteed.
It was. But the circumstances were different. But once again, we talk the market now. It's, those type of deals, man.
So we calling TG. We got a couple super chats here.
I did text him.
Okay.
He was prepared this time. So, well, make sure we tap in on the front end, man, so I don't mess it up. Now, if he tell me he ready to go, like we just talked about, and then I text this man, and I call this man, he don't answer, it's fisticuffs. Nah, I'm playing. It's all love. All righty. So let's see what he up to, man. Let's see what the homie got going on in the hood.
Hello?
There he is. Shout out to you too, man. Shout out to you, man. You sound crystal clear. You picked it up on like the second ring, bro. This is crazy, man.
I was on the phone with the legendary Vince Williams. Shout out to the guy. I was on the phone with Vince.
You know what Vince gonna do?
He got me super warmed up. You know he got me warmed up.
What's he think on Mark Robinson?
I'm ready for any debate, anything. He got me warmed all the way up. You know he
gonna do that, bro. You know
you gonna get any debate out of it.
Hey, yo, he ain't turning it down for nothing either. It was like, yo, Vince, what, we really gonna keep going? Like, you really want to keep going about this? Yeah. Shout out. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, that voice you are hearing is none other than the former Pittsburgh Steeler, the former West Virginia Mountaineer, almost heaven, but more importantly, it's my locker mate, Terence Garvin, a.k.a. TG. Oh, so yeah, man, you said you and Money Vince, man, y'all was getting into it a little bit, man?
Yeah, man.
It'd be like that.
We was getting at it.
It'd be like that.
Yeah, the topics, it's some sensitive topics, but he just was kind of, we was going about the dual threat quarterback, a couple defensive talks and just stuff like that. So,
for sure. Literally, man, we was over here talking about this Daniel Jones situation, this Mitch Trubisky situation, man, especially with Omar Khan dropping the comment that he not only wants Mitch back this year, but he even said long term. So, it started a quarterback convo, man. But what was your thoughts when you seen that, man? When you seen Omar Khan, the Steelers GM, Omar Khan, put some respect on his name, salute. Saying that he want Mitch not just back for this year, but more so for the long term as well.
I mean, he might. It's so many other factors in terms of the quarterback position that might be going into that. He's a good guy, family guy. Good in the community.
You hitting him with the intangibles? Oh Lord!
Yeah.
This was the same stuff you were talking about with Najee.
Leadership is there.
He said, "Don't let that press conference fool you."
Chad Henne was in Kansas City for a minute.
He was.
Those intangibles keep you around, keep you, super. That's a 2-time winning Super Bowl champion over there.
He did retire as a 2-time Super Bowl champ. He did retire that way, man.
Mitch could be a guy like you trust. If you need him to go in, he can go in. Yeah. Keep your young guys sharp. Just come on.
So the question though is this then: if you're Mitch, do you take this opportunity to stay here and potentially back up Kenny? Or do you look at some of these other teams that could potentially need a quarterback? We brought up, what was it, Carolina? We talked
some teams where he may
Atlanta.
Be in like a competition for a starting spot.
Where he would at
Falcons, Panthers, Saints, Texans, Colts. They're going to be looking for a young guy. Raiders.
If I'm anybody, I'm trying to get to the Colts.
You trying to get to the Colts if you Mitch? Okay.
I just think the Colts is always, and this is me personally, I always thought the Colts was a destination.
They're so done with the veteran quarterback thing, though, I think.
The Colts will give you a chance, man. That's one of them programs. They'll give you a chance.
I think they'll boot him out quicker than we did, though, if he ends up starting, because I feel like they're so done with the veteran quarterback stuff.
But is he considered?
I don't feel like the Colts are a program to boo you out. They're the type. They just brought Matt Ryan in there. What they had? My man from the Philly before that.
Oh Wentz. But I was gonna say I don't even feel like Mitch is to the level of when we talk Phillip Rivers going there and Matt Ryan going there. I'm like, Mitch don't even seem that old just yet. He's still kind of in the mid tier of age for the quarter. I feel like he's still good. In terms of the age number, he might could go and fly under the radar for a little bit.
Similar to Wentz, I guess.
I think Mitch is going into backup quarterback role. Not disrespect to Rich, I think he's a really good quarterback. Former first rounder, salute. Mm-hmm. But I just think he goes into the role of. I think if I'm Mitch's people. And I don't know what people are promising him, but I think Pittsburgh's a gold mine. I think you come to Pittsburgh and you stay in Pittsburgh for the next 5-6 years. Tony Batchett, my God.
Yeah, because one thing I thought of, man, when we're talking about Mitch, I said if he stays, I don't think it necessarily means that he wants to be Charlie Batch, or it necessarily means that he's cool with being a backup. I said I could also see him looking at it as Kenny had 2 concussions last year. You had a chance to come in and you played well at times. Maybe you say to yourself, let's see what Kenny looks like now that team's got a full offseason to prepare for him. They've watched more tape on him. We know how this goes. The longer you play in the league, the harder it gets at times because of that tape out there and stuff like that. So does he look at that and say, let me play the long game and see what is Kenny truly, if he's coming into thing as the day one starter, can he replicate the end of last season? Or is he going to go back to what we saw at the first half where we're getting a lot of the turnovers?
Man, I think all that stuff factors in. Literally, I think all that factors in. And I don't know. I don't think that's a bad job to sit behind. Yeah. I don't think that's just super stapled in either.
And that's kind of the part we was looking at. How confident do you feel with, and not even from just a fan perspective, but if you're the organization, how confident are you that it is truly Kenny? Or if you're Mitch, are you saying man, we know what they say publicly, but I also know how they interact with me. I know how they look at me in here. Why is that? What are they trying to tell me? Could it be a situation like that?
I think if that's what they're talking to you, then I think you listen to that, I don't know if we don't know those conversations in there.
You're right.
So we can't say what we think or what we would we don't know those conversations.
It's
and,
when he said long
conversations,
term, man. Me and Deke both, our eyes perked up, our ears perked up, eyes went wild when he said we want a long term too. It was like, huh? It was
so
like,
that means they like something. It's something that
that's
they
what
like.
I'm saying. Like what is it?
Yeah.
Yeah, because they don't do the long term.
As much as we joking and you joked about it, like those intangibles are a big deal. You're good in the community.
Yes.
You're a good person. Like you're a family person. You're like these things count.
TG, come on, bro. Who you talking to, bro? You know what time it is, man. You better keep the family in the community, bro. You better have them, hug them babies, sign them autographs, bro. You know what time it is, man.
Yeah, I think we laugh and minimize those intangibles. Like, no, those are major intangibles. Those are literally like career changing intangibles. Like, no, me and Vic, that's what our argument was just about. It's funny to say not to keep bringing them up, but we literally just argued over that. And it's like, no, intangibles like that are extremely important. You need guys like that on your team. You need glue guys. You need guys that keep the structure. And you need a quarterback that if something happened, he can go in there and make it happen and win you some games. Get me out of the stadium.
Yeah.
So I think he's an elite too. I'm not sure he gets a starting role right away. I'm not sure he can go somewhere else and just go into a starting role. This draft's coming up, it's a lot of different moving variables. I don't know if there's an opening. You said like Carolina. I don't think Carolina will be a starting role.
Yeah, it all depends on how they view Mitch. Do they just want to go younger, even though they may think Mitch is better than some of these younger quarterbacks or maybe some of the other free agents out there that they could bring in? That you're right.
And it's hard to go against the youth. The youth always seems like they're going to get the nod up.
And it's cheaper. You know that. That's the other part.
It's cheaper. That's really a big part of it.
You know what time it is. You know exactly what that is.
Mitch isn't the most mobile quarterback out here.
Yeah.
And at the end of the day, everybody wants what the Super Bowl was. Everybody thinks that's the prototype.
Yeah.
So you just watched a Pat Mahomes have a big run in the Super Bowl. Mm-hmm. You want something like that.
Yeah.
It don't be, you might not get the big arm, but you're like, I need something that can move and run and do what I needed to do. I just seen Chicago double up on Justin Fields. Like, we're gonna double up and do that. So it's like the day of I don't see Mitch as a mobile quarterback. Like, to me, he's a true drop back, get it done guy.
Yeah.
I think that's
he's got some underrated speed though, I'd say.
Underrated. Like, I'm not against Mitch. I'm not a Mitch guy, but I'm not against Mitch. I think he's a good person for your team.
Okay.
No, I agree with you. And to your point with the whole glue guy stuff, team guy, like he was just with Kenny, the dude that took over his job this year down in Florida, training with him and all the receivers. And then Omar Khan even brought up too, like you were saying, like, hey, just to have that guy in the locker room for a young quarterback. Think Ben coming in his rookie year, he had a Tommy Maddox, he had a Charlie Batch. For, good port. It's like Charlie Batch was with Ben for probably like the first 10 years of his career. And I mean, you could probably ask Ben what that meant to him. So having Mitch here with Kenny, they already have that rapport. I think it could mean something.
I
You're
do
right.
want to ask both of you guys this question, though. Going back to that Ben analogy, right? When Charlie was his backup, Charlie never had the opportunity to compete against Ben to be the starter. Tommy Maddox. Did he ever, like, a legitimate, hey, this is an open competition, like how it was worded when it was Mitch and Kenny?
No, because Ben came in rookie. He was like third on the depth chart.
Okay.
I think Batch was hurt, so Ben got moved up to second whenever that season started. Then Maddox got hurt, and we put Ben in, and then the rest was history.
Yeah, because that's my only thing. I feel like this dynamic, I don't know if it's the same as Charlie and Ben, because those two guys never had a direct head-to-head where Mitch was viewed as the guy who won the competition, put air quotes on that thing. But then to lose it, so to speak, it's like, does he still view that as we're equals, or does he view it as, no, you're the guy and I'm going to be your mentor going forward? I don't know, because Charlie I never felt like Charlie was trying to take Ben's job, is what I'm saying. Whereas for Mitch, how do you know he's cool all the way with that?
But where was the head-to-head? It was never
had a head-to-head. Oh, OTAs, mini camp, training camp, preseason. That's how they were pushing it. That's how they were talking about it. Who's getting the reps with the first group? Oh, now Kenny's done moved up. He's past Mason now. He's competing with. That's how they were phrasing it during that time.
We all knew. He knew. We knew.
we knew this wasn't going to last long.
Yeah.
This was here for a good time.
But now it's trying to stay for a long time. And that's it was supposed to be no strings attached. It was no strings attached. And Omar's trying to put a string on it. Come on, man.
They took that man in the first round. It was over. That was the movie was at that point.
He said, "Yo, don't believe the hype, bro. Start preparing. Start preparing for your next relationship. It's over.
We trying to say, this is over.
It's over."
We knew that they were selling 8 jerseys like the day after.
We knew what time it was, man. When you take a quarterback in the first round, that's your guy. You know that. But they kept trying to say it as it was a Deke, you remember that? They were spinning it. They were trying to say it.
They said it, but everything they did on the field throughout the offseason indicated that, hey, it's Mitch's job to lose. Because they had him at 1 for everything. Yeah. OTAs, training camp, the preseason games. I don't even think – he didn't even play the third preseason game, right?
No, he sat out, yeah.
Or no, maybe he did. I can't remember. No, he played the whole first half, didn't he?
Oh, third one was who?
I think it was because I went to it. I went to the home.
Who was the third one?
Lions. Lions at home.
Could have been.
Lions, Panthers. It was a team with blue in it. But yeah, it was like a pseudo competition where I think Tomlin wanted to leave it open so everyone would compete or think their job's not necessarily safe. But yeah, everything they did with Mitch was one. But yeah, I guess to TG's point, I feel like Mitch could have. I don't know. I feel like Mitch could have actually played his way into keeping the job. It's just the offense was stale. It was stale.
At that time, it wasn't there.
It's crazy that you say that because you were one of the main.
I know. I wanted picking from week 1. I'm just saying if Mitch came out here and threw for 30 touchdowns,
I'm glad you remember that.
He was one of the main people calling for.
I'm glad you remember that, TG.
I agree. No, I was calling for Kenny. I'm just saying Mitch could have won people over if he would have played better.
Y'all say, I don't think he was ever going to win people over,
if he came in and threw for 35 touchdowns, I think it's a different story.
I don't think he was ever going to get a chance to really win the people over. But we talked about that too, though. Like, it just seemed like everybody's mind was made up that it was going to be Kenny.
Dude, if he would have came in, first game 2 touchdowns, next game like 3 touchdowns. You know what I mean?
It didn't matter. The moment he threw it in the dirt, the people were going to go crazy. Out of there.
And we saw that even in training camp before it was even like
I don't know.
Matter. No, I was there. I seen it. Yeah. Literally was like, yo, Mitch threw one bad thing. People went crazy. Kenny threw a 5-yard out. Crowd went nuts. And you're like, oh, all right, we know what time this is. And then we started to see crowds when they would boo certain quarterbacks.
Yeah, but I think that's different once you start building something in the regular season.
But this was he only played the first 3 games.
What I'm saying is he could have shut people up in those first 3 games.
But it didn't matter. Like he could have threw 10 touchdowns.
Yeah, as soon as one bad thing
happened,
I
don't know if I agree with
turn on him, man.
I don't know because if you build it up to where you're playing a good 5 or 6 games consistently, then you got to give a benefit of the doubt for like a bad game.
You said 5 or 6 games.
Yeah.
Y'all was calling for him after 2.
Y'all was calling for him after the first one.
Think about that, bro.
No, not the first one. We won the game.
Yeah, but people, it was like, yo, it was early, like 2 games in, where people were calling for Kenny.
I think it was 3.5 games. We benched him week 4, middle of week 4. The offense felt dead in the Patriots, the Browns, and then it was first half of the Jets game. Browns was a little bit better, but
KPH after the draft when they started selling them KPHs, it was his days was numbered.
And regardless of what was going on with the offense, he was going to be the reason. That was going to be the scapegoat. And we talked about that too.
What's funny is I didn't say that
during that time. No, you didn't. Nah.
I didn't say that. He was like, he wasn't a top 5 reason because there were drops. The offensive line was shitty.
Najee wasn't playing like how he played at the end of the season either.
I just felt like Kenny could at least give us what Mitch was giving us and potentially more. That's why we make the switch.
Your optimism was like more control. We talked about that too. It was just the majority of people that were supporters of Kenny didn't take your approach. They were more heavy-handed with it. Yeah. And that's what was showing up at the stadium. That's why I felt like, man, it wasn't nothing this dude could do.
I'm not lying with you. I wanted Kenny from the start, but still, I wanted to give Mitch a chance. And he wasn't killing us, but he wasn't giving that X factor I was looking for either.
Nah, for sure, for sure.
They booed him in there.
They did.
It might have been. I might have been one of them.
They definitely booed that man. I was like, yo, are we really booing?
I might have said bring 7 back.
I said, bro, we booed our TG. We booed the starting quarterback of the Pittsburgh Steelers in the first quarter, bro. I had never seen nothing like that, bro.
I don't think I booed actually. Looking back, I don't think I booed.
This is crazy. That's what we were at, and it's like, yo, this is 2 games in. There's literally nothing this guy can do right now, man.
I don't think I booed. I was just more pro Kenny and pro Big Ben coming back. That's what I think it was. Those were my chants.
You true on
looking back on
the
it,
pro big.
I think my memory is very clear of those moments.
He definitely was like, yo, I went 7 back. All right. But you know,
he wasn't 7 back. He was saying 7 back.
I was definitely saying that. I think I said that after the first Ravens game and like.
Hey, so TG, I
week
asked
12.
him. We was like, you know, because he's confident in Kenny now. We was like, if Kenny were to struggle at any point in time, or if Kenny were to get hurt at some point in time next season, are you calling for 7 to come back, or what's the vibe with that? He was like, you know, there's still a chance he might call him up. It's still
it would
a chance,
be,
man.
yeah. Kenny would have to be hurt. He'd have to be like out for the season, and then Mitch would have to be struggling.
So 7.
The rap. 7 to put on that retired 20.
Yeah, I agree. It's time.
It's the rap.
You said the retired 20, bro. You foolish.
You know that retired 20 when that retired 20 jump.
Hey, TG. We all go through it. It's all about, do you get up out of it or you go stay in it? I went through it. Bro, I seen, man, we got some OG clips of the podcast where I was a little puffy. I was a little beefy. You know what I'm saying? Okay. Now I'm like, okay, I had to get my, lean it back up. But no, it's a real thing. That thing is real.
But that's the bounce back phase.
Yeah. I'm in the bounce back. Yeah.
You know it's phases to
this. It is. For a fact it is.
Now it's...
For a fact it's phases, man. I like it.
That's a wrap.
All right, now, we do got to talk about another one of your guys, though, man. You've been a Bobby Wagner guy for a long time. Long time. Now, obviously, he's become available.
Yeah, I'm listening. I'm tuned in. It's funny you said that. That's why I'm like,
So, are you, if you're the Pittsburgh Steelers, should you be interested or in the market for Bobby Wagner? And if so, what's your number? Is it 10? Is it 7? What number would you bring Mr. Bobby Wagner in here for if you feel like he's still... let me know your thoughts on him, man.
I'm not going to get Bobby from Pittsburgh. Like, it just don't fit. It just don't...
I need you to talk because it was certain things that I had said, and I felt like people looked at me like I was crazy. So go ahead, have at it, man. The floor is yours. You the linebacker guy. The floor is yours, baby. Let's go, T.
Love Bobby. Bobby's a guy, super guy. He had a great year last year. Actually, statistically, his best year.
He did.
It just don't.
Why'd you say statistically? I heard what you said. Okay. Okay.
He statistically had a great year, bro. Best year in history of his football. He did well. I love Bobby's game. Bobby was in that Seattle 3, man. A-gap and strong hook.
Keep it clean. Come on, bro.
He lead at it. And then he went to L.A.
Mm-hmm.
He got the strong hook.
Mm-hmm.
I always stand on. I'm like, that Pittsburgh 3-4 is a little bit different.
You ain't covered up like that?
Not covered up the same way. Cam's gonna go eat. You gotta, be ready.
Cam definitely gonna go eat, bro. That guard coming up on you.
And Bobby's hands are the best hands I've seen in terms of getting off a blocker. Like,
I know he's fundamentally sound, without a doubt. Yeah, that still shows up in his game. Yeah,
he's done great. I think Bobby goes somewhere like the Chargers. I think you'll see Bobby somewhere in that conversation. Bobby might go to Kansas City.
Ooh,
like
okay.
He's in ring chase mode a little bit, somewhere like Buffalo. Don't be surprised if you hear Bobby name. I know their linebacker's about to leave.
Yeah.
I just don't think it fits. Like, I'm not saying he's not a Steeler, but it just doesn't fit. Like, I just don't see that. Like, I just don't have no envision of them putting that type of money into.
Damn, yeah.
Yeah. Because he's a premium. He's a premium. Like, you got to pay. I don't think he's going to give you that hometown. He's his own agent.
That's what I'm saying. And I'm like, bro, I don't see you getting that for less than 10. Like, that's what he's going to be trying to get based on what he was doing last year, based on all his, and it's because of him being his own agent. He's in them rooms. That's a different, you know how that goes. It's way different when you talking through your agent and they having them conversations, whereas when it's you in that thing, it's like, nah, man, he ain't go back down off of a number if you really feel that strong about it.
So I listened to their separation, how they parted ways, and they were kind of like, they got to save a little bit of money on parting ways with him, but at the same time, it was a little bit of him too. Like, no, I'm not going to give you no discount, and I want to go, you know? So he's not giving out discounts unless you're in Super Bowl contending mode. And I don't know if Pittsburgh's in Super Bowl contending mode quite yet. I don't think they're like a piece away like that. I think it's still a couple pieces.
How much would you pay for it, though?
Who am I? Am I Buffalo? All
right, let's do a couple scenarios then. Let's do Buffalo, let's do Pittsburgh, and let's do Chargers. How you spending that?
If I'm the Chargers and I can get him and Jalen somehow, I'm going to make it work. However I can do it. Y'all both come over here.
Did you say him and Jalen? Bro, we need no. We try and get Jalen over here, man. Come on, bro. Don't throw that idea out there that way. We want it this way.
I'm trying to.
We trying to get that one. Come on, bro. You heard Omar Khan when he said we got options, all things on the table. If we see a guy we want, we might go get him. That I think he's one of them dudes included. We got somebody we can play around with a little bit.
I just think Bobby's he's at that stage of like. He's like Ezekiel Elliott, He's still a really, really good player. He's still doing well, but it's kind of like the position value and who he is and how he plays. It's like he's a true tackler.
Can you give me somebody different than Zeke, though, bro? I've seen both. I watched them both. Bobby still got more. Bobby still got more than Zeke. I'm about to say, don't do that. I'm about to say Bobby still got more than Zeke, bro. Absolutely.
First team All Pro. He's still that.
He still can go. He still can go. But is it for 10? I don't like it for 10.
Okay, let me ask this: does Bobby cover your tight end?
I think all but the elite ones, yeah.
Okay, so we're trying to win the Super Bowl here. Does Bobby cover your tight ends? Can you walk Bobby out? Like, he has to play the mic. We get that. We all agree to that.
Okay.
He has to play the mic. He can't play the will. He's truly a mic, right?
Yeah.
So, all right. So it's kind of like, I think that takes away a little bit of value right now in today's society, in today's football.
I agree, because it's a fast guy game now. You got to be able to go out there and cover, or you a blitzer. Yeah.
Walk out there and cover.
Right.
I think Bobby's a Devin Bush type in the sense of, like, he's a better Devin Bush type. I think he's a guy that, I'd like to see Bobby in that 4-3. He's in that Denzel Perriman category. He's in that category. Yeah. Like, he's a tackler, he's a dog. You're not going to run the ball in.
Oh no, you watch him even last year. Like, we know we laugh about some of the stats and how some of them can be a little bit inflated at times or not as all authentic. When you watch him in the run game, though, man, between the time, like, he still is dominant there. Like, the shuffle, the pad level, the knockback, the hands, all that, like, that's still A1. But what you talked about is, like, that's my thought process, man. If you're not getting a guy that can go out there and play 3 downs covering them unicorns, I don't want to pay that type of money if I'm not getting that type of player. And right now, Bobby doesn't give you that all the way. If you're talking about the hooks, yes. Hook, read the quarterback, read route, man, he going to do that, do it at a high level. But if you're talking about that match, you think every coverage we play here is essentially man, bruh. Even the zone is a match. Everything is man. So it's like, if you can't do that, I think that I don't want to pay that type of money for a player that can't give me those things.
Right. I think, don't be surprised at San Francisco. Keep an eye on that. Remember that name.
Whoa. Now talk to me why, because they got 2 dogs out there.
They do. I think they would take him over Greenlaw, though.
Fair. But Greenlaw cheaper, though.
Yeah, Greenlaw is cheaper, so then you'll keep him.
Yeah.
And that's what I'm saying. Like, his position and position value is a little bit strange right now. A little bit. Because he's a Mike,
a true Mike, yeah.
True Mike. He's a Mike. And you love Mikes, but he's a Mike. So it's like, I'm interested to see what happens with him. I'm very interested. He's a Mike, though. Like, that's just how I put it. He's a Mike. Dog Mike. He's a Mike. It's like, will you pay all that for a Mike? I don't think Pittsburgh will go over, like, they can't go over like 7 mil, 7, 8. If you can get him less than that.
But because he's his own agent, I don't see him taking anything less than, like, even flirting with that type of conversation to come to a Pittsburgh.
You got to try to give him like 7 or 8.
Yeah, that's kind of the range we were talking about.
Mm-hmm. Give him like 7 or 8 and see you get out of there with that.
All right, so we got another free agency question, although he's not a free agent just yet, but the Titans are expecting to cut him. What do you think about a Bud Dupree reunion here in Pittsburgh?
I'd like to see, I'd love to see Bud come home.
Come home, Bud. Come home, Bud.
Bud discount too. I don't think Bud attacks you either. I think Bud.
You. You know it, bro.
Bud, come on. Why not? Why not? I don't think he's really seeking big money anymore.
He got paid.
He's won that.
Mm-hmm.
It actually makes sense. Come on home.
Yeah, that's what we were saying. Like, he could cook behind T.J. Watt, Highsmith, get out there for maybe 40-50% of the snaps, and you know what you're doing.
About to say, you're going to be fresh the whole time. You're rushing opposite T.J. Watt or Alex Highsmith. Both of these dudes then ran it up in terms of sack numbers, and your own self has been a double-digit sack guy. So it's like, to me, I love the opportunity for him. And I don't think it takes away from Alex Highsmith's bag either, because I think he's still going to get paid come training camp time. But to me, man, Bud, that makes it like a no-brainer, man. Yeah, come on home, man. Come back to where it started. You know this the perfect place for you.
I totally agree. I think Bud should just I think it makes sense. Like, come on back home.
Like, for both parties, yeah.
I'd love to see Bud back home. Yeah. Like that. I think he's a true Steeler. You know?
Mm-hmm.
I think he's a true Steeler. So it's like, to me, I'd like to see that.
Nah, I like that. I like that.
I like that.
Now, it was another name they just brought it up in the chat, but I did have to ask you about it because he was just released, or they're planning to release him. Now, a year ago, this had a little bit more legs to it. This year, not so much per se, but we got to talk it anywho. Leonard Fournette, playoff Lenny. He's going to hit that market. Now, if this was a year ago, man, I feel like we was hot on this trail. We was like, you know what? This might be the one. We need that number 2 guy. Come help us out. How you feeling this time of year, man? This time around.
I'd like Lenny here. That'd be cool.
You down for playoff Lenny?
I think Lenny and him would be good together.
Why you say it like that? Why you say you talk about the Najee Harris? Is that who you referring to?
Yeah, I think Lenny and Najee would be nice. That'd be really downhill.
Oh Lord.
Really downhill.
Deke,
I think too many running backs in the room. No. I'd say you were talking about 1 year ago. I would have said 2 years ago before we drafted Najee. That would have made sense, but no.
I like Lenny and Najee together.
Yeah, I'm good with Najee and Warren. I think Warren's only ascending.
Would Lenny and Najee be an upgrade over Najee and Warren?
I don't know about at this point.
Maybe not upgrade. Maybe, Najee,
No, because like I said, I think Warren's only ascending. I think they both bring different elements to the game, with Warren with a little bit more of a speedster, maybe a little better guy out the backfield. Whereas Najee, yeah, we know what he is. Like TG's talked about, he's the winter running back. You give it to him 20, 25 times, wear down the defense.
I think you need a scat guy. You know, I'm a scat guy. I think you need a scat.
Oh, it's a space game, man. I want somebody that's gonna hurt, make you feel nervous when you're out here. Yeah.
I think you need a scat guy. I think scat guys make everything better. You know.
You need
a ground and pound, or salt and pepper. Like, you just need a scat guy.
Yeah. Something to switch it up a little bit.
Yeah.
Not kind of share some similar sentiment, man. I don't want to spin for Lenny when I already got a Jalen here. At least he gives me somewhat of a change up. Najee, I know y'all be trying to trade my dog away, but Najee has continued to show that we can ride on it a little bit, man. He can give us some of that thumping that we need. So I'm still good on that, man. So yeah, I'm kind of cool on the Lenny, man. I don't need playoff Lenny this time. If I could say a couple years ago, he had opportunity. It was the year when he first went there.
I keep saying that Najee in November, December is a problem.
No, facts.
What did the GM say? What he called it? The Golden State football?
Huh?
Golden State football in September, October, and then you got.
Oh yeah, he playing that fastball. Yeah, it's pretty out there in warm months, man. Yep.
Run the ball and play defense in the back month.
Yeah. No, facts.
I agree with that.
Okay. So no playoff Lenny then. I think we all on accord there. I like it. Did got to spin the block with you too, though, man, because did have that week 2 of the XFL.
What's what my Savior's doing, man?
That's literally what Deke had the same response that you had when we talked about week 2. He was like, "Tay,
he dropped a nice one."
How did you like XFL? Was it entertaining?
I haven't been watching really.
To me,
I've been tuning into Martavis. That's about it.
For me, obviously we know more people in them things, man. So it's like I tapped in to see some of the players that we know. But other than that, I think the cool part has just been the open mic element, man. Like being able to hear some of these players and how they talking, and then hearing these coaches and their thought process and how they respond. Things that we typically don't hear when we got our helmet on. We on the field. You hear these coordinators talking. You're like, whoa, God, dog, that's how you feel? All right. Like that. You said again?
The one guy, he was like, my players just ain't doing nothing.
Yeah, they were down 30-0. He just threw his whole team under the bus.
He was like, these guys are just terrible.
Yes, indeed, bro. Like when I think of that, I was like, man, it was just different because we don't typically get that. I think even when we have mic'd up players, it's never in the moment. It's a week later. Now you could get, the sound clips and sound bites, but it's not raw, it's not unedited. Here, man, you get F-bombs, you get all type of stuff. Like I said, it's entertaining, but it was definitely like, whoa, man, this is a different type of access right here, man.
I do agree with that.
Yeah, I think that's been more so it's caught me per se than the actual like execution that's going on. I think at times the defense has made some plays out there, but as a whole, when you look at the quarterbacks, it ain't a lot of nice quarterback play taking place over there right now.
I do agree with that. No. I think, it's hard to get a good court. I don't think they know the system yet.
Yeah, that's fair enough.
Like, it's hard to come in there and just come in there working, You got to understand the system, understand what we're trying to do, how we trying to accomplish it.
Mm-hmm.
So, I don't know. I'm not sure. I think week 1 was way a little bit more exciting. Still doing it, though. It's still good football. It's always better to know somebody in it. I stand on that.
Facts.
Because it's tough. It is tough. It's better to know somebody and know what's going on.
And I know for me, like, when I tune in, I look to see, okay, is there a Steeler out here or somebody with a connection to one of these squads? And then from there, it makes it a little bit more exciting. Like Sean Davis out there. It's all right, cool. Right. We know him. Even Matt Elam. Granted, he won with us, but it's like, hey, man, I know. All right, we played against Matt. No, all right, that's a name. Cool. So it's like that part is still catchy right now. So, yeah, like I said, so far so good. We'll see if they can continue this thing, though. They got them Thursday night games all of a sudden out there, man. It's crazy.
But I think that's why, like, a guy like me, if you know some guys out there, you're kind of like, oh, this is a little bit more exciting because you know some guys out there.
Yeah,
a little bit of what's going on or how this is going on. I think it is a little bit tough. I just understand how it can be tough just to watch football if you're not a football guy.
We football people, like we'll turn it on, let's watch it. But
let's watch concepts. We watching the true game of the game.
Right. I want to see, man, what your technique look like. Who nice, who not nice. Like, I don't care who you play for. Let me see what your skills are. Yeah.
Yeah. So if you're not a true football's guy, this could be tough. It gets a little bit boring, but it's still good football. Yeah. It's good football going on out there. I think as it gets a little bit deeper and it starts to be for something and they can give you, this is for the playoffs and different stuff like that, it'll be a little bit more exciting. Right now, they're just trying to get their numbers. We don't know who's really what in a sense. Like, I think Ben DiLucci's the best quarterback in there.
Oh, say his name again. Yeah, go Dukes. You know where he from. You know what he finna do. Let's go, man. Let's go.
I'm a Seattle guy in terms of the XFL. I like them.
Of course you are. Of course. I would not expect anything less from you, man. Yeah. Are you probably in Seattle right now? Are you in Seattle right now, man?
Oh, I'm not in Seattle right now.
Your heart's in Seattle. I get it. It's all good.
I think they got the best jerseys. I think they got true pros on their team. Like, they're tough. Now
Deke was over here trying to talk up a Killer B reunion with the Vegas Vipers. He said, call up AB.
Well, yeah.
Can
what I
we
would
get L
do,
Bell?
basically what I was saying, if I was an owner, I would do everything I could to try to get Manziel and AB on the same team. And then, yeah, since Martavis is already in the league, trade for him or do something. So you got Martavis, AB, Johnny Manziel, and then we were thinking about a running back. Adrian Peterson was getting floated out there, but then we thought, why not? If AB and Brian are already there, why not bring in Bell? That would be my team.
Hey, Adrian Peterson won't be out there. What else did you say? AB will not be out there.
AB, I said, yeah, they ain't got no money for AB, bro. They gonna have to break the bank for AB, bro. AB a bankrupt the league, bro.
AB should have went and tried to buy one of the teams.
Didn't he? I thought he did. Yeah, he did try to do that. Yeah.
I thought that was a joke. He really should have tried to put some money up and get one of the squads.
Hey, because, yeah. But if you're AB, could this be your Josh Gordon reunion if you was trying to get back in the game?
You know AB's not going out there.
I was thinking the same thing. All right.
You
never know. You never know, man. Hey. He on tour. I seen him performing his song somewhere. I just didn't know, like, maybe he be sitting here like, you know what, man, let me do what I do instead of doing this. I just ain't know.
It's AB. You know AB's not going to get out there.
Okay. And then the
What's
last
up with
one?
like a Will Compton? You going to get that? You just started.
He just took the, he said, yo, y'all shopping on the A list. Yeah, no. You gotta bring it down a little bit. All right, okay, fair enough.
You going out there?
Who, me?
Can we get Moats?
Bro, I'm washed. I'm a YouTuber, man. I'm a family
Maybe
man,
Moats
bro.
and TG.
I'm a family man. Hey, TG,
That's what we need.
you go and I will document it. I will be your document guy. Like, I would just follow you around, record, do all the little sound. Oh, yeah, look, this is TG right here stretching. Oh, yeah, this TG right here dropping into the weak hook. Oh, now this TG showing him how to play match, carry, deliver right here. Oh, this TG out in the town.
Out there with you.
No, man. No. I got the whole fam set up, man. I got the wife. Can't be in the crib. You know what I'm saying? No, man, okay, bro.
I know the people would love to see that.
Bro, they don't want to see that. No. They want to see you.
The chat saying.
They want to see you. They don't want to see
They're saying
me.
they love it.
They said, yo, we want to see TG. They was like, yo, put TG out there, man. Like, let's go TG. I'm a cheerleader. I'm a cheerleader, bro.
I feel like y'all saying AB is like, would y'all ask for Le'Veon to come out there?
I brought him up.
He brought him up, yeah.
You got lost. Once I said Peterson, you said Peterson ain't coming back.
You say AP is, and this might come off crazy, but if you say AP, would you ask 7 to go out there?
No, but Peterson has been hopping around these NFL teams, taking like third string roles and like practice squad roles recently. Like, was he on the Seahawks?
Yeah, he did. Lions, Commanders.
He trying to chase records though. True. Records and Super Bowls.
Okay.
You know how that go.
Okay.
I just didn't know if it was for the love of the game.
Yeah, I thought it was love of the game too. I ain't think of the record part. What record is he chasing?
I don't know. Yeah, he's not getting to Emmitt Smith.
I was about to say, which record is he trying to get?
But he's getting his name as high on that list as he can. He broke one of the. He moved up when he was in Seattle. You know he's still trying to get his name higher on the list.
I said, bro, which record?
Oh man, think of the other teams he's been on. Saints, Cardinals too.
But he's still chasing records.
Wait, said he chasing the records?
Get numbers.
Was he on the Titans too?
Bro, AP bounced around, bro. He started to bounce around a little bit. That's what we thought was more love of the game. But I'm hoping it's what you said, T. I hope he's just chasing out the records. Cheer.
He's chasing records, man. He's just getting higher up on the list.
So where does L Bell fall on this on your list of hierarchy? Is he above the XFL? Because I mean, we know he's on the boxing thing.
Yeah, Le'Veon's not going out there. You're not gonna get Le'Veon.
Okay.
Go see Le'Veon. That's Le'Veon's knocking dudes out.
He knocked AP out. Yeah, no, we think about it.
Yeah, he's a rapper and a boxer.
He's a rapper and a boxer.
Yeah. Come on, man.
So we got 2 rappers out of that Killer B era. That what you telling me, man?
Yeah, we got 2 rappers out of that.
All right. Huh.
They say Tom Brady's about to do stand-up comedy. Ben might as well start rapping. Call it the Killer B. We could get an album. Get us a little album.
Yo, what in the world, man?
I did see the Brady thing.
Hold on, y'all for real?
He's being dead serious. Yeah.
Man, why? Stop playing. What are y'all talking
No,
about?
we're being dead serious.
About rapping?
No, stand-up comedy.
Hold on, he's going to do stand-up comedy for real.
He's thinking about it. I don't think anything's confirmed just yet. He's thinking about it.
He's taking a year off. He's not doing the broadcasting next year. And they say he want to do stand-up comedy. That's what I read. I'm just saying what I read.
No, TG's right.
Oh man, I missed this.
Family members are trying to talk him out of it, but he's intrigued by it at least.
Over the 300 that they got for him, waiting on him in the booth.
Well, like TG said, he's taking the year off from that. Maybe he wants to take a hand in comedy. Maybe that'll help him for the booth.
Tom does that.
He wants to get some funny chops in, get it ready for the booth.
When he wants to go get 300, he'll go get that. Till then,
fair enough.
Tom.
Does Tom tell jokes?
I don't know. I'm kind of for it. Why not?
Yeah,
give it a try.
I just never know he was a joke guy like that. Like, yeah. Shout out there. Shout out.
Gonna be nice. If Tom says a joke, we're all gonna laugh. You know that. You know that.
I guess you're right.
Which you were laughing at Tom's joke.
You think you're funnier than Tom? You think Tom when Tom said it was funny? You thought it was funny?
You better find a way to laugh at Tom's joke.
He'd have to get his boys out in the crowd, like Edelman and all of them, to really like.
Everybody's gonna laugh at Tom's joke.
Yeah.
That's probably part of the problem. Is just Tom and everybody laughing at his jokes.
I'm really over here like, bro, I ain't know Tom was funny like that. Like, he got some moments on social media, like, but that is very different than stand-up. Like,
I think Peyton could pull it off.
Yeah.
Peyton Manning.
If he say it, it's funny.
He said it's funny, bro. What the world?
Fuck it, though. If Tom says he's funny, he's funny.
Yeah, see, I missed that. I totally missed that. He was even talking about going into stand-up. Okay, jeez.
I'll put you on something. Live from the booth.
Yeah, that's crazy. All right, bye.
So I seen this topic today. Let me ask you a question.
All right, let me get it real quick.
All right, I seen this topic today. What's your take on the transfer portal? Like, do you really think it's bad? Do you think it's, like, what is truly your take? Like, is it bad? Should it be eliminated? Because I hear they're trying to change some rules about the transfer portal. And
all right, I got you.
I'm not a big fan of the rules that I heard. Like, I hear they're going to try to start taking scholarships away from schools.
So what I was going to say was this. Like, I like it for the players. I don't like it all the way for the teams. I like it for the players because it gives them more freedom to, if you're in a bad situation, we know how it goes when you recruit it. They're going to sell you a dream. But you get there, man, and it can change in a hurry. So instead of you being stuck somewhere for, multiple years and it's just terrible for you, man, get up out that thing and go get you a spot somewhere where you can really get a chance to maximize your talent. I mean, you think Jalen Hurts in his scenario, if he never leaves, are we even looking at him start in a Super Bowl? I think of some of those type of players like that, right?
He graduated and left, correct?
Yeah.
Do you think it's a bad habit of, like, you can just leave a bad situation?
But wait a minute. Hold on. I'm not done. Because so in that scenario, cool. If he did he graduate? I didn't know if he graduated.
I think it was like a Russell Wilson scenario.
Okay. So I'm trying to think then. Jordan Addison, he didn't graduate, right, when he left?
No. Sophomore year.
So Addison didn't graduate. He left. The scenario ended up working out for him when you think about Kenny Pickett was gone. We know what the quarterback situation turned out at Pitt. He ended up going to play with Caleb Williams. Boost his draft stock up even more potentially, right? So for a player, I like it. But for the teams, I don't like it because when you're talking about just building up your roster, if I'm banking on Deke being here and he's a freshman right now, and I'm saying I at least got him for the next 3 to 4 years, well, when I'm going out and recruiting other positions, I feel good about this spot because I know I got Deke here, even if he's not all world. But as soon as Deke leaves because this other school wants to pick him up, and he feel like he can go start over there, now I got a new hole I got to fill. So now instead of me focusing on running back and receiver to build that up, now I got to go find a replacement for Deke at this other position. And I just think of how when you talk about these teams and how many people can transfer out in a year, it's like, man, you could kill the depth or just the overall roster at that level. And not everybody is going to be a Bama or Ohio State where you get an overabundance of, these people want to transfer to you. I think of the other schools where it's like, you're missing out on real legitimate pieces, and it's just hard to overcome that, I feel like.
Yeah. I mean, to me, you can't really build a future.
Yeah.
Because
It's everything is year to year.
Okay.
Yeah, it sucks for the fans too. Sucks for, you're right, just the overall team building, because that's one of the things I think a lot of people like about college is like, okay, we got this dude for like another 3 or 4 years.
I'm gonna see him grow.
Yeah,
They could watch TG grow while he's at WVU. You know what I'm saying? Right. They could watch me grow 4 years. Like, it's certain things like.
To TG's point though, if it ain't working out, you should be able to get out. You should have freedom. So I don't know what the right answer. It wasn't right how it was, but now it's becoming maybe a little bit too much of the Wild Wild West. Yeah. We're going to be going through 3 different quarterbacks here at Pitt in these last 3 years.
Yeah. Or excuse me, 3 years, yeah. That's JMU. JMU, man, we round the clock with it. Like, transfer out, transfer in.
Nothing wrong with it. Like, I was pumped when we got Slovis, but now I'm pumped that he's leaving. So I guess that's the positive. But now we got Jerkovich coming in, and I'm pumped about that. But it sucks because, you don't have that build.
Yeah. Think about, like, when you watched Kenny, you watched him for multiple years.
Yeah.
You build, like, a rapport, you build a relationship, like, and that's why your affinity, even when you speak of Kenny at the professional level, you can still hear the love that you have from what he did collegiately. I feel like you miss out on that when you're talking about just the ability of the transfer portal right now. Like I said, it's not, I like it for the players, though. But for the team, I think it's just hard on them, man. And like you said, for the fans, it does give you a little bit of a disconnect from those players as well.
Mm-hmm. Do you think it's an aspect of the transfer portal that if you don't do as a player what you're supposed to do, a coach is kind of like you should leave? You think that's an aspect that people don't think about? That deadly.
Hold on, say it again.
You're not who we thought you were.
Oh yeah, and they want you to leave. Yeah, no. That don't.
That's been happening. That
I'm
happened.
About to say, don't laugh. Yeah. That for a fact happens. I'm about to say for a fact,
Deion Sanders.
They will hit you with the
Colorado.
Hey man, hey, I'm glad y'all here, but some of y'all gonna need to find new homes. Like, that's a fact, bro. Yes.
I don't know. So do you think should they get rid of the?
I was gonna say, how do you feel? Because like,
to the higher powers, what do you do with it? What do you do with the portal?
You want to have some type of governance to it. I would kind of look at it like with baseball. I don't know if it's still the rule, but think about when you were coming out of high school with baseball. You could either go to the league, or when you go to college, you got to stay for multiple years. So I look at it like, if you transfer, if it's a graduation scenario, we know you're a one and done. That doesn't matter. But if you got eligibility, if you're a sophomore, if you're a red shirt freshman, anything like that, make it where they got to stay for a minimum of 2 years. Make it something like that. You know what I mean? So it doesn't handcuff the players where they can't still have freedom to move, but it makes those decisions have to be more calculated, because right now it's like, bro, I transfer to USC. If it don't work, I go to Ohio State. If it don't, I go to Bama. And it's just like, man, that's too free flowing. Even in the NFL, we don't do that. You sign contracts, you in a contract for a couple of years. This is like dudes signing 1 year deals essentially, but having guaranteed bags to come with it. And that's the part where the Wild Wild West vibe is what we're getting right now because of that element. But I don't think it should go back to how it was where you're penalizing the kids. Oh, you transfer, you got set out for a season.
Yeah, that was bullshit.
I don't like that at all. But I think that you got to at least make it where they got to stay for a minimum of 2 years to make it at least worthwhile, so these kids don't start doing it. And these coaches, when they're recruiting, they'll be a little bit better with the recruiting element. Because, some of them dudes mess up, and that's why they be wanting to get them guys up out of there. But you want to at least have it where both parties are protected, so to speak.
Okay. So I like that. That's actually one of the best answers I've heard. I actually like that a lot.
Man, let's go, man. Shout out to the research, man. When I research, I come up with real clever stuff, bro. You know what I mean?
You could do 2 and 2. And then, if you end up graduating, you could, I guess, go to a third team if you want.
Yeah. What you thinking, though?
I think it's a good call.
What you got on your mind?
Best answer I've heard. I actually like that a ton. Like, you should, if you leave, you should have to stay there for a 2-year point. Like, you shouldn't be able to hit it and hit it.
Yeah. Like, I think 2 years makes it legit where, if it was a bad situation, okay, see if you can work it out. Because I also feel like when we allow people to just kind of go on as soon as adversity hits, what are we also teaching them? What are we, you know what I mean? I don't want a player that's going to, as soon as it get rough, he going to cut and run. No, I want a dog. I want to do this. Exactly. I want to do this going to look me in my eye and say, man, I don't care how rough it look out here, but we're going to make it out of this thing. Like, I want that type of energy, not the guy that's going to say, hey, man, it's a little rough, dog. I'm going to holler at you, man. I'm transferring. Like, nah, man, that's soft. Or, I don't want to say soft because every situation is different, but I don't like that energy per se.
If I'm the XFL or USFL, I'm opening up my age group to I'll take you after your first year. You can come play.
I 100% agree.
If I'm the XFL or USFL,
yeah,
ended up you only have to do a year of college and you can come to me. And I think that'll make
work.
Who they looking for? Because the good dudes are probably making more staying at big schools.
But I think it just gives them an opportunity for the transfer portal people, for the people that might feel like, is an NIL in this risk worth me just saying, you know, I don't want to do the school thing. I just want to leave. My scenario doesn't fit. Granted, I got 10 G's in NIL money or 50 G's in NIL money, but my mom and dad or my mom's sick. I need to get more cash. All right.
And just literally focus on football. Focus
like
on
no school,
pro.
no nothing, just football. So I think it could potentially work like that.
Gotcha.
I mean, it's just
at least it's another option.
Yeah. I mean, because we talked about the dude from West Virginia that did that, right?
Robinson.
Absolutely. Same scenario.
I think they should just open that up. I think that'll fix. It sounds crazy, but that'll fix some of the portal issues.
Yeah.
Because it's like, what type of guy are you trying to be? You want to go here? You want to do this? You know? But once you leave here, you can't come back to this.
Yeah. Like if you feel like you just a league guy and that's all you want to focus on, and we know not everybody that thinks they're a league guy makes it to the league. That's the other part. It's a ton of dudes like they feel like, man, I'm here for 1 year and I'm out anyways. And it doesn't always work out. But if you're a guy that thinks that could give you that avenue versus you sitting here on a scholarship and now you transfer out and now this team over here is like, dang, now how am I supposed to replace this? I thought I was going to have this for a couple of years. So, yeah.
I agree.
I like it there, man. I like it. Oh, before you go, I do got to shout out because we did have a comment specifically for you. Because as soon as I seen it, I thought of you and I was like, oh, yeah, I know exactly what this means because it's for you. So from Tito Whitaker. He says, TG, what up, my Omega Sci-Fi brother, RQQ? So, the floor is yours. I already know. That's you.
To the bros, man. To the good bros. Terence, Deuce, Terence. Spring 12 News 8. That's all you need to know. I'm out here.
There it is. There it is. I like I said, I knew you would have your response. Just had to make sure I got that in on the front end of this thing. All right.
Salute the bros. We out here.
There it is. There it is.
Dogs of the world unite.
So yeah, other than that, man, all good on my end. You got anything on your end?
I'm good.
You good, Deke? T, you good, bro?
My guys, man. Y'all always ask my questions.
Let's go, man. Let's go. Major love, bro. You already know we'll do this thing again, man.
Peace, bro.
All
right, bro. Peace. All right. Once again, lock 'em, mate.
How he ended that was pretty funny. Did I hear it right? Where he's like, you guys always answer my questions.
He did.
Like, it's this big task for us. Like, oh, man, you guys go out of your way.
Yeah. Y'all don't beat around the bush when y'all talk to me. You know, we just got to take.
Yeah, you have a question. We're going to answer it. Of course. We're not going to say no. You can't ask questions here. We're like, the only ones that can ask questions.
If you're going to answer the call when we call you, man, we'll take your questions back. I think it's a fair trade, right?
I like when he asks questions.
Yeah, it's a fair trade.
He's had some good
caught
questions.
Caught me off guard. I was like, yo, I like the transfer portal convo. I'm with you, man.
Yeah. All right, so 5:53. I think we have some super chats.
Yeah, let's tap supers, and then from there, we'll see where we at time-wise, and then go from there.
Works.
I say, because we still in here tomorrow, too.
Colton Troy Fu says,
shout out to Colton Troy
Debo
Fu.
auctioned off a lot of his personal collection this past week. I won his defensive game ball versus the Browns in 2004. Moats, are those game balls given to players from the Steelers?
Hold on, let me read the question. But I was, thinking about something totally different. My bad. All right, she said, Debo auction off a lot of personal collections past week. I did see that. Yeah, I won his defensive game ball versus the Brown. Oh, yeah. So, any of the game balls that you get like that, absolutely. The funny thing, too, that you can check, they usually will have the, if it's a turnover ball, he'll have the logo from the opposing team because it was their football. So, like, all the footballs that are in my house typically have like other teams' logos.
You had
up
that
there.
Lions one the one time we were doing the combine video.
Doing back and forth. Yeah, so because you taking it from them, and you keep what you get. So it should be like that. The other game balls that they do are like the commemorative or the like celebratory ones. So it was the time when we were in Buffalo. We had like our first shutout like under the new DC. So he did like a commemorative. Everybody that was on defense got a game ball. So in that vein, it was different. But outside of those scenarios, every football that's given out or the game balls, those are typically like the legit balls that we use. And you can also look on like the tips at both ends, and they usually have like different numbers written up there with like a marker, because we use a certain amount of like game balls on each day, home and or our football and the opposing team. So regardless of the Steeler ball or whatever opponent's ball it is, it'll have a little marking up there too to let you know. So yeah, it's definitely gonna be legit. But shout out to Debo. I did see him giving away some of this stuff, man, or not giving away, but auctioning off. Was it like the jersey went for like something crazy, right?
I didn't see any of it.
Yeah, it was because it was right around the time where he did the they had the video. He was like talking about the combine and stuff like that. And then yeah, I saw something where he it was like the jersey from the Super Bowl.
Oh wow.
Yeah, it was like a jersey and something else, but they went for like, yeah, it was pretty like significant money, man, when I saw it. So yeah.
Wow. He also asks, what are some of your guys' favorite memorabilia items in your personal collection? Moats, I know you definitely got some treasure. Hello.
For me, let's see, most memorable in terms of memorabilia, I would probably say my Floyd Mayweather boxing glove. That's up there.
Sign?
Yeah. Any of, like, I got the Kobe. You saw that was in here. Obviously, once he passed away, he brought that up. The little sign one, TP. Yeah, Troy and Sid, Troy Polamalu, Sid Crosby. Those two dudes got the jerseys personalized, like, because I was just like fans of who they were before I ever like came to Pittsburgh. So those are, pretty up there for me. Shoot, I gave away all my Cowboy stuff. My uncle got that now. He got my Aikman. He got my Smith, my Dagon Prime. He got all that.
All signed?
Yeah. You know how I go, man.
Nice.
Yeah, that was my thing. That was my thing. Not no more, though. Not no more. It's his now. It's his. But, yeah, I'm trying to think, man. It was one other. Was that it? Oh, no. The last name that I actually do, like, rock with heavy, I don't even have them out for display because I don't even want to mess them up. But I have Cowboy Cerrone, the UFC fighter. His signed gloves from when he fought here in Pittsburgh. Like right after the fight, I think it was me, him, AB, Mike, Mitch, backstage hanging out with him and stuff like that. So the trade was he wanted to put all our jewelry on. And I was like, well, I need a glove that you fought with. He signed it. Still got low-key some blood up there. So we put it in like a little plastic bag. I don't know what to do with it. But it was like, that's one of my ones though. So I was a big fan of the UFC. Still am. Big fan of Cowboy. So yeah, it was pretty dope. What about you, man?
I don't think I have that much memorabilia to write home about, to be honest. Not a big memorabilia guy.
I'm not either. It's like, if I gotta like really, really like rock with you. You know what I mean?
I no joke, and this is just literally by happenstance. Yeah. I do have a Big Ben signed football, but it wasn't like me going out of my way or anyone really going out of our way. We wanted an auction like way back whenever they were doing those Steeler basketball games at like high schools and stuff. I had to have been in like 5th or 6th grade. My dad wanted it.
Get a bucket, let's go.
I don't even like, I think the football is in my garage somewhere. I don't even know where it is. So like there's that, but that you get what I mean? It's not like I actually had him sign it. There's not like,
I think our generation is a little different too.
I don't really have much memorabilia. Oh, no, I actually have the answer. I have the answer for this.
Yeah.
I do have something legit. Mario Lemieux signed Penguins jersey for me. Go. Wait, this is whenever I was playing hockey as a little kid.
Let's go.
His kid was like a grade or two under me, but we played at the same like hockey program. Yeah. And he was there the one time watching his kid, and I mean, zero awareness by me, but this just goes to show how good of a guy Mario Lemieux is. Like, I just went up to him. Like, he was my hero back then.
Yeah.
Like, he was my hero as a kid. And just literally probably talked to him. Like, you'd have to ask my dad. I think I talked to him for, like, just 45 minutes. Just sat right next to him. And he was cool as hell with me the whole time. And,
major, bro.
I guess my parents, knowing that he was there, they grabbed, like, my Penguins jersey. I don't know if it was in the car. They had run back home to get it. And, like, he signed it, like, personalized, like, best wishes and that. And everything. So that's actually probably the one that means the most.
And I like the fact, like, because they always say, like, you got to be careful when you meet some of your, like, heroes or celebrities because you never know how they're going to act. It is dope to hear that it was a dope experience as well, man.
I almost feel bad looking back. I'm like, oh, man, dude, I'm 8 years old. I'm annoying the hell out of Mario Lemieux right now.
Oh, man, no.
But nah, he's legit guy.
Nah, that's dope, bro. That is dope. Yeah, dude, I like that, though, man.
That's the one. And like I said, I got this random Big Ben signed ball.
That is heat.
I never even took it out of the plastic. I'm telling you, it's somewhere. I don't know where it is. It's in my garage somewhere.
That's funny.
I don't think I have anything else signed. I remember my brother. I was pissed about this though. Duck Hodges. Remember he was at one of those tailgates. I have that Duck Hodges jersey. He wore it to the tailgate and had Duck sign it, and I got pissed. I'm like, what am I gonna do with this now?
Oh,
I don't like signing jerseys as much because you can't. I just like simply wearing the jerseys.
I'm with you. That's literally.
I was pissed about.
I'm with you. The two that I guess I was like, I gotta put them up. Other than that, I don't want it. I want to wear it. Yeah. I'm with you, bro.
I think that's it. In terms of memorabilia. I think my pap had a old Jack handball that's laying around in my garage somewhere. He signed.
Let's go.
That's it.
Yeah, I never.
Watch, I'm gonna keep pulling out stuff out my ass here. Oh, that's it. But then I'm gonna tell you about something else.
But I think it's different because we're talking like think about how hard it is for us to think of like a handful of things. Whereas like some people like I think of like my father-in-law, like he's big into memorabilia. Like that's his thing. It's certain people. It's like I got an uncle. Most uncles big into memorabilia. I just think like I don't know. For us, it's just a little bit different. I don't know. It's just different, man.
I feel like there's big memorabilia guys though.
But then
our
again,
age
you're
and
right
younger.
though, because we know some of them dudes. Yeah,
Definitely
absolutely know some of the dudes, man.
I'm trying to think of anything else. I got nothing. I think that's it. But that's pretty good. I got some good stuff at least.
Bro, absolutely. The Lemieux, you stand. You're
in
the
Lemieux one's sick.
Yeah,
the Lemieux one's sick. My dad actually got it. I don't know where it's at. It's somewhere in my house. It's safe.
Yeah.
It's good. It's actually in.
I like
what
how
do you call it, like a glass
safe
case or
is
something.
Good. Yeah.
What do you call it when you
like a display box?
Yeah, display. Yeah. What do they call it when they get the jersey all looking nice?
Shadow box or the
something like
that.
That. Yeah, it's framed up. It's like I don't want to say it's stitched up to the thing, but
no.
They got it looking nice.
Yeah, they'll like fold it over,
thread it. I don't know.
Thread it through on like the back. Yeah, that's a legit thing.
Okay.
You said that was Colton Fu.
Yeah.
Colton Chu.
Had some good memorabilia questions for us.
Shout out.
Tito Whitaker. Okay, you already read this one, the one to TG.
Yeah, because I when I seen it, I was like, oh yeah, I got a shot. Because he put that in early, actually, man. I meant to bring it up, and I was like, you know what? Because all the fraternity guys, like that's when they start talking that lingo. That's the thing. It's legit.
We also got AJ Martinez joining the upper room. I thought he was already in.
He probably just spent the block, but either way, AJ Martinez, we appreciate you and welcome to the upper room. Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed.
Fisher Momentum says, "What's good, Moats and Deke and TG? Happy Hump Day. We're doing good.
Let's go. Happy Hump Day." And Read Across America Day, man. Hope y'all reading a book out there somewhere, all right? Read a book. Read a mother book.
Joseph Shockley says, Moats, where that dog at in you?
Ooh.
You missed taking dudes' heads off. Hop on a contender in the XFL. You need to get a ring, big fella.
Ooh, he want me ring chasing XFL? Man, listen, I'm washed. You see this face? This is the face of a man that is washed. You see this body? This is the body of a man that is washed, all right? I'm just self-aware to know that I'm washed, you know? And I'm completely fine with it. I'm about to be in my mid-30s. Do you realize that? Like, I'm going through, it's not a midlife crisis just yet, but in 2 weeks, I'm going to be in my mid-30s officially. We had this convo, man. Yeah, I can't be putting that out there on the line like that, man. It don't recover the same way. The snapback ain't hitting like I used to, Deke. All right? I go out there and play, man. We're going to be doing this. I mean, like one of them beds. You feel me? Like, yo, Deke, man, I can't get up right now, bro. I ain't got it, man. We got to go virtual. We don't need to do that for the people. We don't want that.
Phantom TV, I got a Minka game-worn jersey and a Troy Warren helmet.
Yo, that's
some good shit right there.
Let's go. The Troy Warren helmet. Have you put the helmet on? That's the real question. Did you put the helmet on?
I wouldn't.
You wouldn't?
I don't think I would.
Game worn, you wouldn't put it on?
I would not.
I'm not going to lie, I would not do it either, bro.
Not Troy's.
Why not Troy's?
No, you just leave that. I think there's certain players, you just leave it.
Yeah. I ain't even care about the player. I'm a germaphobe. So that's my whole. Yeah. I'm a germaphobe, bro. I looked at the UFC gloves and I forgot who it was. He was like, "Yo, you should put your hand in see if it can fit you." I'm like, he was just fighting blood, sweat. I'm good. I don't never need to put that on. I'm gonna look at it. I'm gonna admire it. I don't need to put that on though. Yeah.
That's it. Super chats.
All right.
Over.
All righty. So yeah, we are right on schedule, man. Let's start into this last topic of the day, which is talking about these rookie class rankings, man, because we did have the NFL put a little list out. You know, we like these little lists where they rank the guys, and we wanted to see how they ranked our rookie class, not just in the AFC North, but more importantly, amongst all 32 other teams in the NFL.
What's this article called?
I'll pull it up right here. Excuse me.
I got it. I just don't have the link saved.
Should be. I was on the wrong page. NFL. Oh, it's the 2022 NFL rookie grades ranking the class.
I typed in 2023. That's probably why I'm getting all this other stuff. Yep. Yeah, I got it. Okay, so
I figured read just 1 through
this
32
is across
first
the NFL.
off. Yeah. Read off 1 through 32, so I have it listed. Then after that, we'll actually focus in on the Steelers part, and then kind of react from there.
Sure. Number 1 is the Jets. Number 2 is the Detroit Lions. 2 good draft classes. Seahawks at 3. At 4, they have the Kansas City Chiefs. At 5, they have the Baltimore Ravens.
Ratbirds.
They have at 6 your Pittsburgh Steelers.
Okay, shout out to them 2022 rookies.
Yeah, that's some respect.
I like it.
49ers at 7. I was looking through this list. I feel like there was a big drop-off after us.
Oh, all righty.
At 8, the Titans. Brock Purdy saved the 49ers
For a
draft.
fact he did. For a fact,
Falcons at 9. At 10, they have the Dallas Cowboys.
Mm-hmm.
At 11, Houston Texans. At 12,
Deke said that list drop off,
Jacksonville
baby.
Jaguars. 13, New Orleans Saints. 14, New York Giants. 15, Buffalo Bills.
Hey, all right.
16, Cincinnati Bengals. 17, Chicago Bears. 18,
Mm-hmm.
Cleveland Browns. AFC North rival.
Bums.
19, Indianapolis Colts. 20, Los Angeles Chargers. 21, Tampa Bay Buccaneers. 22, Philadelphia Eagles. 23, Green Bay Packers. 24, New England Patriots. 25, Washington Commanders. 26, Carolina Panthers. 27, Denver Broncos. 28, Miami Dolphins.
Ooh.
29, Arizona Cardinals. Rough draft for them. Las Vegas Raiders at 30. And then 31, Los Angeles Rams. 32, worst draft in this whole
And they actually had a good amount of picks, too, bro.
Minnesota Vikings. I guess Kirk just couldn't get them right.
Kirk did what he's supposed to do.
Kirk couldn't lead them up right, I guess.
Kirk does do. Hey, Kirk was just fine this year.
He couldn't lead up the rookies right.
Kirk was doing just fine this year.
So they got the Steelers at 6.
Yeah. So 6 out of all 32. I like it, and we snubbed. How about that?
Yeah, I feel like we already talked about this. I'd take us over the Ravens because we went through the AFC North ranking. So we should be at least at 5.
Mm-hmm.
There could be a case on the Chiefs.
The Chiefs, I felt like, had a lot of players contribute, but I feel like our players were more impactful, if that makes sense. But I also think for the Chiefs, because they won the
also
Super
have
Bowl,
more players in their draft class. Like they had 2 first-round picks,
absolutely.
2 second-round picks.
Mm-hmm.
We were a little bit more limited in our picks, but I feel like we pretty much hit on every one. Calvin Austin still up there because he was injured.
Yeah.
But yeah, for the Chiefs, they had Trent McDuffie and George Karlaftis in round 1. Round 2, Sky Moore. I mean, he ended up being a bust in his first year. Brian Cook. Although, wait, didn't he catch a Super Bowl touchdown?
Yeah, I was about to say, not a bust.
Yeah, but still, like based on what they were thinking of him with the other receivers, he could
true.
have more of a role, and it just wasn't.
Yeah.
Brian Cook at 62 in the second round. Leo Chanel, round 3.
You know the big one was in the 7th, though.
Yeah, Isaiah Pacheco.
Yeah.
So, like, they got... Here's my thing. Without Mahomes, this draft class isn't as good.
Absolutely. But we know this.
That's my thing.
We know this.
It's a good draft class, though, still.
But because they won the Super Bowl and those rookies were playing, I think that boosts them, so to speak.
Like when you're talking about impact, like the first 2, you got your quarter. Like if you got your quarterback, that means a little bit more than
a corner
having
and edge.
Other positions as starters.
I'm with you. Yeah.
So I think there's a case we could be above 4, but 5 isn't bad.
Yeah.
I think they gave us respect.
I
Putting us at 6, but you're right.
Respect,
it is still a little bit of a snub.
Yeah, I like
we should
us at 5.
Be above Ravens.
Yeah, I like us at 5. I thought Baltimore just had more picks, but I don't like their players better than ours. I think we got more impact there. Kansas City, the reason why I could understand them putting them at 4, even though we have our quarterback, and we feel really good about it. Remember we talked about the difference between Purdy and Kenny right now was Kenny did it with mock playoff pressure because it was never actually in the postseason. Whereas when we talk about the Chiefs, these rookies actually had to contribute in these games. You talk about Sky Moore catching a touchdown in the Super Bowl. You talk about George Karlaftis getting sacks, making just production in the postseason. You think about, that type. Isaiah Pacheco, for crying out loud. Like, we saw his impact in the postseason. And I just think because of it being in the playoff run and them actually winning the Super Bowl, that's kind of why they also get that nod. But Mahomes definitely plays a role in that. We know that. But I think that that's kind of why they gave them these dudes are really good compared to where we're at 6.
I'm not going to hate on it too much. I just feel like, hey, get us in the top 5 one way or another. Maybe there's a case you could put us over the Chiefs. But the other 3, they had really damn good draft
Seattle,
classes.
bro, I didn't realize Seattle was that, like, top to bottom. I didn't realize they had that much going on with their class, bro.
Tariq Woolen in round 5.
Yeah. Kobe
Bryant, good player.
Mm-hmm. They found him a tackle, Charles.
Well, not even that. Abraham Lucas started 16 games for them. The round 3 pick.
Shoot, Kenneth Walker was the runner-up for
exactly
the Offensive Rookie of the Year.
Yeah, that's tough to debate.
Hey, the funny thing too, watching Kenneth Walker, I tell you, he was one of the ones when I was looking at Bobby. I was looking at that. I went back and watched some of that Rams and Seahawks game, and I was just like, man, this dude here, he a problem. I didn't realize he was that filled out. Like, yo was like rocked up back there, but he still can
fast
go.
Yeah, he ran a good 40 at the time.
Man, I watched the one play, bro. Like, remember when I was telling you kind of like some of the things I wasn't all the way liking with Bobby when I was like, he thinks he can still do certain things that he probably can't right now. Man, it was one play where Kenneth puts his foot in the ground because of Bobby doing a little bit too much. And when this dude hit it and went, I was just like, yeah, I didn't know he was capable of that. Like, you see some of the highlights, but it's just different when you're actually watching him, like, play in and play out. Had a lot more respect for his game, though, man.
Detroit Lions were at 2.
Yeah.
Tough to argue that, too. Aiden Hutchinson, Jameson Williams. No, he didn't really get anything out of his rookie year.
We talked about
Kirby Joseph, safety pick in round 3.
6th round.
Yeah, both of those picks. Malcolm Rodriguez, he started 15 games for him at linebacker.
My dog Shep love Rodrigo, man. He love that man. That's his dude.
And then, James Houston was getting some productivity up there in Detroit. So, that's another good draft. Maybe you could argue between them and Seattle for 2 or 3. But then you also have at 1. This one, I don't know if you can argue this. With the Jets.
When you got the offensive and defensive rookie of the
year. And then Breece Hall.
Yeah,
in round 2.
That's nuts. And then you still, that's just crazy. That's crazy. That is crazy.
I don't think anyone could argue given the Jets rank 1. Although, if we look back in 5 years and Kenny Pickett ends up being like a franchise quarterback, that's where you could start weighing it a little bit differently. Because Chiefs draft class, I don't care what their draft class was whenever they picked Mahomes.
Yeah.
They should probably be 1 in whatever
they got
whatever
Mahomes.
Draft class rank. Yeah, you drafted Mahomes.
Yeah.
So there's a case for us moving up if Kenny can continue to improve. Pickens becomes all-world receiver, all-pro receiver. But 5 as of right now, I'm not gonna hate on that too much. They got us at 6, but I would say we should be at least 5.
But the other thing that I also loved and I thought they respected us a lot was this too. Remember, we weren't picking in the top 5, in the top 10. We talk about the Jets. We talk about the Lions.
No, we were lacking picks.
It's like, bro, they were picking early. They had multiple picks. It's like we didn't do that, so we had to be a lot more intentional, a lot more just locked in on these players that we were drafting, and we hit. You talk about the 2 that are question marks, Calvin Austin because he was hurt, and then Chris Oladukin, he never even got an opportunity here, but he won a Super Bowl, so that still counts for us.
Yeah, they don't even have Calvin Austin on our list here. I don't know why.
Yeah.
It's either they don't know ball or they just didn't want to include him because he didn't play at all.
Yeah.
But they threw in Jalen Warren as our notable free agent signing. They don't even have that. No, they do. I was going to say they of course included Anthony Brown again for the Ravens notable free agent signing.
I mean, he came in and had some productivity against the squad. I can't believe that still, bro.
Yeah, we just had a good draft class, and it's nice to see.
The
league
actually,
writers, league analysts taking some notice.
Yeah, about time. It's about time. I like it though, man.
They were disrespecting us all off season, disrespecting us a lot throughout the season.
Yeah.
They're turning around. I'm telling you, Steelers are going to be a really trendy team for people picking games and
you already know, bro.
Picking divisions and deep playoff runs and stuff. We are going to be a very trendy team amongst people.
but I don't think it's not warranted though. If
It's
that
very
makes sense. Like, I
warranted.
think it's warranted. Yeah. Like, you know, some people, like, when we
I'd
talk
rather
about the
fly
Browns,
under the radar though.
Why? We ain't never flew under the radar. Even when 7 was here, we weren't flying under the radar.
Well, there's a couple reasons. One of them is all of a sudden they're flipping on Kenny. They're gonna be flipping on our offense and all that. I don't want the flip flop. It pisses me off. Like, you don't know ball. You don't know ball. You weren't watching throughout the season like we were here in Pittsburgh and saying the same things we were. You weren't.
Yeah,
Because we were talking about, like, oh, we see all the signs here. We see.
Yeah.
They were just shitting on us the whole season. And then it started to flip last however many weeks. We got some game-winning drives. One on that 7-2 run
we
last
even
9
got
weeks of the
flex.
season.
We earned a flex back. Remember that?
Yeah, yeah.
We
Thanks
earned a
for
flex.
bringing that up.
We
We got
earned a
flexed out of
flex.
Sunday Night Football against the Bengals.
Because we didn't earn it at that time. We earned it back, though.
I think that was a better game than the one they flexed it to, the 37-30, us versus Bengals. That was a good game.
Yeah, man.
They should have kept that.
Man.
But that's one reason. The other one, I just think it is a little bit better to fly under the radar in general.
What made you switch up, man? This is very different from Mr. 15-1, Mr. Like, beat my chest, man. We got 7, man. If y'all ain't with us, F y'all. Like, this flying under the radar. This is a different approach right now.
Well, I think part of it is the team now versus then, too.
Whoa, what you trying to say? Was
Young
more
team.
flashy back then? What you trying to say?
No,
bro?
just a young team. Whereas
Oh.
then, yeah, we got Ben. We got those players.
We felt good.
Yeah, I still feel good about these guys. It's just for the young guys. I don't want them to be
To
hearing
put
all
that
this
pressure on them.
Yeah, the trendy stuff and
It
like,
is a different- yeah.
like, because we haven't accomplished anything.
Yeah.
yet. We haven't. Whereas
Yeah.
Big Ben has.
Facts.
Some of those
Facts.
guys have.
Yeah. And it is different, man, when you talk about coming into the seasons with those type of expectations. If you've never experienced it, man, it is like the pressure you will feel and just how you manage that on a week in and week out basis when they are going to overreact to every win and every loss. Yeah, that's a different
I think we got a
vibe.
good group, though.
Yeah.
I don't think it's going to matter.
Yeah. No, I'm not saying in the sense of like somebody losing their mind. I'm talking about the sense of can you handle that?
Yeah.
Working in that type of competitive, that type of high pressure environment. Not everybody can do that. We're going to find out with this group, though. They had, like I said, the mock version of it down the second half where they were starting to get a little bit more buzz, get more eyes, get more people talking about them. But it's just a difference. Like, you think about the Chiefs, for example, like with how they're talked about, how they're viewed, and how every time something happens with them on the field, it's astronomical in terms of how people view it and talk about it. It's just a different type of pressure that comes with that. But we'll see if these group, how they handle it when that comes. But you got to earn that too. And hopefully they can earn that.
I think I am just getting older, too. I think the less drama, the less noise, the better.
He said I'm getting old.
I think it's true.
Yeah, all good. Well, I'm getting old, bro. I'm getting old, bro.
Like, what have you heard about the Chiefs over these past however many years in terms of, like,
Just
drama? And
It's
stuff?
just
You
been
don't-
Jackson and
you don't
Brady,
hear about
right?
any of
just the Mahomes plus one.
They stay pretty low-key
Yeah.
for as good as Mahomes and Andy Reid and that whole Chiefs system has been.
Mm-hmm.
That's how you want to be.
Yeah.
You know what you are. So that's what I hope. Same thing can be said with this Steelers team going forward.
Yeah.
We could be good. We know what we are. We're ultra confident, but we could also stay low-key. We could fly under the radar. Whereas the Bengals aren't doing that. That's my point. I think that's my kind of point with all this.
But they backing it up. But that was part of the whole conversation of they talk, but they, But that's a different type of pressure, though. Like, it's definitely a different type of pressure, man. They're backing it up to an extent, but I'm with you.
Burrowhead, it was too much.
It's flying under the radar.
It was too much. Now the Cincy Mayor doing it was hilarious. Amazing. But
But it's only too much because they lost. If they win, we're talking about him like this is the legendary of all legendaries. Double-edged sword with it.
I'm just saying you shouldn't have said it before the game. Say it after, because after that would have been 4 times he beat Mahomes.
Anybody can say it afterwards, though. Sometimes you got to throw it out there. And remember, he never said it, though. It was never him that
It was
said
Mike
it.
Hilton.
It was never him. So, yeah.
Burrow gave off some cocky responses, though, before.
He's confident.
He's
It's not
good.
the being
That's what I mean.
confident,
He is a
man.
guy that at least can back up the talk.
Absolutely.
There's no doubt about it.
All right. But no, man, I like the ranking, though. And we'll see how it goes from there, man. But no, nothing like I said. It was good respect right there, man, and the good way the way that the guys finished. So, with that being said, we like that. So, yeah, let's tap. I think we got a couple supers left, and then we'll hit it on them.
Let's go, UW. Proudest memorabilia is you got a full Ike Taylor signed uni cleats and all 10 years of work to get it.
Let's go.
Nice.
I like that right there, man. And shout out to my dog Ike T.
Phantom TV.
He said he got the full unit with the cleats. That's what he's talking about. It took him over 10 years to acquire all of the stuff. I have seen people that do that. That is pretty dope, man. Like, we all I'm gonna get the jersey, then I'm gonna get the gloves, then I'm gonna get the pants, I'm gonna get the socks, I'm gonna get the shoes, I'm gonna get the top. Like, I think that's hard, bro. Absolutely.
Phantom TV says Linderbaum made Cam Hayward look like a rookie, especially in that first Ravens game. Ravens had a really nice rookie class. I'd go Jets, Ravens, Chiefs, then us.
Okay.
So no Lions.
Yeah, if I say no Lions, it's kind of wild. Did you watch that second tape though? Oh, he didn't watch that one. Oh. Nah, but no, Tyler's a really good player though, man, without a doubt. And yeah, that was when they was having Cam try to play nose guard. That ain't Cam's game. Cam a 3, Cam a 5. That second game, that what they were playing Cam at. Cam was doing just fine. But no, shout out to Tyler though. I like him, man.
King Stacks, who are your favorite draft prospects so far?
You go first.
I'd probably say Jordan Addison.
It was with an S on the end of it.
Addison and Skoronski.
All right.
And yeah, any of those cornerbacks. Are
Okay.
they talking about Steelers? Because you could just say like the top 5 prospects.
Yeah. But see, if he's talking, are you talking for the Steelers? Let's assume he's talking for the Steelers then.
Yeah, because you could just say,
yeah.
what are the top 10 prospects? Those are my favorite guys, or who I think is going to be the best.
Yeah.
Or you could talk about like who's flying under the radar.
Yeah.
I don't know. I want Addison on the Steelers. That's been out there. Skoronski would be sick because we would have that staple left tackle, and Gonzalez or Porter Jr.
Okay.
Any of those corners. I still got to see Banks. People are talking up this Banks dude.
Oh yeah.
I'd like to check him out.
Yeah. But I see you got Banks and you got Forbes. Both of them dudes.
Yeah, him too.
Yeah, for me, in terms of some of my favorite prospects, I'll just go off for some of the guys that I've been watching tape on that I like. Darnell Washington, he's a guy that the more I watch him on tape, the more I love his game. Whether it's blocking, catching, route running, combat, toughness, I think he checks all those boxes. Terms, let me think, who else?
He says for the Steelers.
Yeah, okay, for the Steelers then. Oh yeah, so then for the Steelers, who I've been dropping these film sessions on, man? Let me go back and think of that real quick, man. Whoever I drop film sessions on, that's what I like a lot. But no, in all seriousness though, yeah, Darnell Washington hops off to me. Like Mike Morris as a sleeper option as well, man. Low edge action. You know I love the Drew Sanders cat. Like watching his tape, I like a lot about his game, man. Inside, outside ability. And I'm a Gonzalez guy. Like JPJ, Joey Porter Jr., you know, that's the little homie. And obviously the bloodline, the connections and all that. And then just the personal of when, you know, Peasy was there, seeing that. Like, it was dope to see him grow up, man. But I personally like Gonzalez's game because I'm more of a man-to-man corner guy. Whereas, you know, we talk about with Peasy Jr., it's just a different style of player. It's like the conversation of Tariq Woolen versus Sauce Gardner. Both are dominant. Both can get it done at a high level, but which one do you prefer? I just prefer that true man-to-man walking wherever, and we ain't worried about it. And I think Gonzalez has that, so he would probably be one of my guys too. That's off the top of my head right now. I'm sure people I'm forgetting though. And I didn't even like start to look at like. Well, I've looked at other pieces, but like, yeah, if you're gonna ask me like wide receiver market. Like, I know we holler Jordan Addison, but more so because, like, you talk Jordan Addison, but I haven't, like, spent a ton of time, like, watching all those receivers just yet because it's, like, how much of a priority is it for us there? Yeah.
So, going back to Drew Sanders real quick. Everything's equal.
Mm-hmm.
Drew Sanders versus Jack Campbell.
I like Drew. I'm taking Drew.
No question.
Just because Drew is rangier. And Drew is going to give me that legitimate, he can go out there. If I need him to cover something, he can cover that. If I need him to go zone, he can go zone. I know he can play in the box, but if I also need the moonlight and go rush on the third, now he can go do that too.
I forgot about that. He was like a light Michael Parsons out there.
Yeah, he give me all that. Whereas with Jack is a true staple inside linebacker who's going to thump you, who's going to hat and hands you, who's going to run game. He's going to be dominant. You're going to zone drop him. He's going to be really smart. But he's Spillane, like a little bit upgraded version of Spillane. Like, that's kind of how I look at it. Spillane, we've seen, man, you could trust him. He's consistent. I think Jack is a better player than that, but very similar in that vein. Whereas Drew Sanders, yeah, Drew, that looks special. That look like it can get spicy out there. So
just maybe needs to pack on a few more pounds.
Right. Like, that's the big thing that I want to see with him. Like, how do you handle the bigger body guys in the NFL? But you played in the SEC. and he was kicking SEC butt. And that's the other part where I'm like, yeah, we know the
And
SEC is an
Arkansas,
NFL,
too.
but it's like, bro, that's
They're one of the bottom teams.
right.
In the
You
SEC.
weren't at Bama doing it. Now you started at Bama, but you weren't at Bama when you were kicking butt. So it's like, I like that part. So
that is it for the super chats, though.
I like it, man. And that was perfect timing too, man. So yeah, I guess with that being said, hope y'all enjoyed yourselves today. You know we back in this thing tomorrow. Hit that like button on the way out of that thing. Do something kind to somebody too while you're at it. But either way, whatever you do, you already know it's all love. So you already know where to find us. And until next time, baby.
Peace.